Was my mic even on? Hold on. Ah! I'm sorry, the music was loud. Probably, I think, according to the OBS sound levels. I still can't actually hear it. Here we go. Hello? Hold on. My headphones are connected allegedly, but... Okay, I hear it now. Whoa, okay. There we go. Hold on, and now you can't hear it. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now it's at a volume we can both hear and tolerate. It was certainly music. Sorry. It was loud. Loud. But alive. Alive. I think. Probably. Probably. Alive. 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 Ooh, why am I lagging like that? Promise I'm alive. Hold on. Very strange. Slow motion Eggy. I don't know what's going on. I'm not doing anything different than usual. Like, I don't... Unless my computer is, like, secretly updating something in the background. Which is occasionally the case. Oh, goodness. Slow motion Eggy. Yeah, I am... Oh, goodness. What is happening here? Okay. 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 I guess it's fine now. Maybe. Very bizarre. Oh, you know, maybe... Did I change a setting? Maybe I changed a tracking setting? Hold on. This wasn't like this when I was setting up, though. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Tracking quality... Yeah, it's the same one as usual. Hello, find my camera. Here we go. Find it. Okay. I guess I'm just like this tonight. I'm sure once I switch to the game, it'll be fine. This is just like this one absurdly heavy OBS scene. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. You'll just have to tolerate me moving in slow motion for a bit. But good evening to Panis, and good evening to Penboo, and good evening to Cool Cats. Welcome. Welcome to Cool Cats Welcome. And good evening to Azure Shot, and good evening to Zoe. I thought it was Zoth, and then I realized that doesn't make any sense. Where's my music? Do I need to talk to the task manager? I probably need to talk to the task manager. Also, good evening to Uphill. Good evening to Uphill. Yeah, I'm gonna speak with the task manager. Because, there's probably not some, like, big resource load in the background of OBS, right? There shouldn't be. I mean, this scene is absurdly heavy. But for reasons that are, like, unrelated to anything running in the background. Even the task manager is about to crash. Are we having a task manager crashing kind of day? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see. Windows modules installer. What is this? Windows modules installer worker. Surely this is something that I can probably safely terminate, I think. Maybe? Maybe? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming, I don't know what modules it's installing though. Properties. I don't know what this is. If I end task and my computer crashes, then I guess we know why. Well, we're still alive, so and I seem to be relatively smooth again, so we're probably fine. We're probably fine. The RAM situation has now affected the VTubers. Actually, my computer has a pretty normal amount of RAM. I have like the, you know, the same 32 gigabytes that I imagine most people have in some capacity. But no, my problem is the CPU. I have the new CPU. I just need to, I'm not going to install it myself and I need to get that done. It's average. It's average. I don't know. How much RAM are you supposed to have? Because, like, when I bought a gaming laptop in 2018, it had 8 gigabytes of RAM, which was, like, sufficient at the time. But since then, like my new laptop, I think actually has, I'm pretty sure my new laptop has 16 gigabytes of RAM as well. And that's what this PC had for a while. So it's like, I feel like that seems to be a short period of time for such like a big jump in RAM requirements. MacBook Neo has 8, nobody needs more. Look, I played Yakuza 0 on a laptop with 8 gigabytes of RAM. No game needs to be heavier than Yakuza 0. If your game is heavier than Yakuza 0, then it shouldn't be doing that. Sorry, I ate a chocolate egg and I have the wrapper here. But yeah. Good thing the prices are dropping now. Are they? I don't know. I bought RAM last year, so I actually have RAM to spare. I bought RAM last year. So at the very least, that was a good decision. That was a good decision. Cannibalism. It was made of chocolate. It was made of chocolate. I might have a second one. I went to the gym today. So it's allowed. I'm allowed. I'm permitted. But yeah, no, today was nice out. Today was nice out and I went to the gym. Okay, that said, today's stream might not be as long because, like, today was nice out, I went to the gym, I had lunch, I was like, yeah, I feel really good. And then I got home and it's like, okay, I will stream soon. And then it's like, oops, massive headache. I was at the, sure hope I don't have a massive headache factory kind of moment. So, you seem to have a knack for buying hardware at just the right times. Has the prices of CPU gone up between, like, when I received it and now? Or is it projected to go up? Eggy drink water? I probably should. Cause yeah, I got home, I was like, I was actually planning to start stream earlier, but then I was like, okay, I need to wait for headache to not be happening anymore. So I was just kind of sitting there. I'm like, I took sometimes you just take a Tylenol and sit there. And that's what I was doing. That's what I was trying to do. Good to see you awake and streaming. I am awake. I've been awake most of the day. I don't know, last night I had a dream. I had one of those like multi-layered dreams. Like, you know when you have like a dream and then you wake up from the dream and it turns out that that's also a dream, so you wake up from that dream. So like last night I had a dream and then I woke up from that dream and I was like, I saw the clock said it was like 1 in the afternoon and I was about to, in my dream, I was about to make a post that was like, latest awake ever. And then I actually woke up and it was like significantly earlier than that. So I was like, oops. Yeah. Thinking of your previous purchases years ago, like the Switch and your PC. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, dream inception. But I don't know, my dream within a dream, I don't know, it was also nice. My dream within a dream, I think, in my dream, like, I was sitting in my room, and then, like, a cat appeared in the doorway, and instead of being confused, like, you know, whose cat is this? I don't own a cat. How did a cat get into my house? I just was like, meow, meow. And then I pet the meow meow. It was gray and white, and it was chubby. It was chubby, and it was a nice and good meow meow. And then I woke up, and there was no meow meow. That wasn't a dream, you just traveled back in time. Okay, and I still don't have a cat. What's your point? Meow, 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 meow. But yeah, the worst dreams are the ones where you're preparing to go to work or school. Yeah, the ones where you have a dream that you're like getting up and getting ready, and then you wake up and find out that like you have in fact not left your bed. You're like, oops, I ate breakfast and took a shower, but like not in reality apparently. Also, good evening, Tada Nozoka. Hello. But yeah, yesterday I was at the long day factory, so tonight I'll probably go to bed earlier. That's the other reason I don't want to stream too long, because like I will be sleepy. I'm going to be sleepy. I'm gonna be very sleepy today. Like, I'm surprised I managed to go to the gym and not fall asleep. I woke up and I'm like, I think I might be too sleepy. I might be too sleepy to exercise, but I'm like, you know what? I should probably exercise anyway, and it's nice out, so I need to actually like leave the house anyway. I bought some things. Because there is something I've been wanting to do on stream for a while. I just didn't have like the space or the like necessary setup to do it. But I got one of those, you know, those like Row Life. They're like miniature sets. I feel like every toy store nowadays seems to have them. Like the Row Life sets. I got one of those as a gift like 2 years ago. Like I think this was like 2024. And I thought I'll do it on stream as a hand cam stream. But then I realized it's like, oh, I don't really have the setup for that. So now that I have the setup for it, I was like, oh, it turns out that you need Row Life. Hold on, I'm gonna try and find a picture of the one that I had. Oh, this isn't it. This isn't the one that I have. Hold on. Wait, I can probably just find the one that I'm looking for. They're like these like miniature kits, but they kind of have this like cute, soft, kind of Ghibli-ish aesthetic. Ah, here we go. Here's the one I have. I guess it's like, I don't know, Gundam for people who like Animal Crossing is the best way I can it's Gunpla for people who like Animal Crossing is probably the best way I can describe this. So, speaking of long day factory, I'm going to have a long day of work today. No! 12-hour shift. No! I wish you a very, at least you'll get paid for 12 hours of work. I wish you a very money. Yeah, it looks nice. But yeah, I've had this sitting in my basement for like 2 years because I got it as a gift and I was like, yay, I'm gonna do this on stream. And then I'm like, I don't have the setup. But then now I have the setup. But it turns out that like for doing kits like this, there's a few other tools that you should have. So like, I have a pair of like, you know those like clippers for like clipping the Gunpla pieces off of the wire rack? I don't know if wire rack is the right word for it. Yeah, so I have one of those, but like they recommended that you have like glue and like maybe a file, so I picked that up today. So maybe I'll be able to do it. I don't know if it'll be this week. It can't be. When would it be? When would I have to do this stream? Because I'm like, it can't be tomorrow because that's Zelda. And when does Tomodachi Life come out? That's the 16th, right? That's Thursday. I'm busy on Thursday, so it's not gonna be Thursday. And then if on Friday, I'm gonna want to play Tomodachi Life. So... Maybe next week? But I have a haircut at some point next week. We're running out of days of the week. We're running out of days of the week. It's really annoying. There's not enough days in the week. Especially if you want to do other things. Ah, we shall add an 8th day to the week. I mean, to be fair, part of this is just on me for, like, never... I need to make use of Sunday. Because, like, I feel like, okay, like, lately it's been like this, right? Usually Monday is Mahjong. Wednesday is Zelda. Saturday is I almost never stream on Saturday because that's usually like social EGGY socializing time. And then I don't know, I guess maybe that's on me for not using my Sundays. I feel like Sunday is usually just like I'm tired slept time day, you know? So maybe I need to make better use of my Sundays. But yeah, we need an extra day. We need an extra day. See, this week I was busy yesterday, so that's gonna throw the whole thing off, you know? It's gonna mess with everything. Everything. Oh, but next week I have a haircut partway through the week. What day did I reserve again? Oh, I'll check my email later. I'm looking forward to getting a haircut though. My hair is way overgrown. I have like the Germa. I feel like, okay, when my hair gets too long, because usually I have bangs, right? And then when my bangs get too long, I like split them in the middle, and I try to do like the curtain bangs thing, except that like it doesn't look good because it's very clearly not intentional, right? It's very clearly not cut to be that way. So yeah, I just kind of come off looking like you know that one clip of Germa where somebody's like, "You have peasant hair." Like that's what I look like. I look like Germa peasant hair. That's what I look like when I don't have my bangs cut for a while. I also think, like, I feel like every time I go, because usually when I get my bangs cut, or when I get my hair cut in general, like, for bangs, I prefer to go a little bit shorter, because they grow back fairly quickly, and I don't want to have to be back at the hair salon, like, every 2 weeks. So, I ask them to cut it a bit shorter. But I think a lot of hairstylists are, like, worried that if they go too short, then, like, the customer will complain. So I'm like, no, please, shorter. I promise this is what I'm asking for on purpose. It's fine. It's fine. I'd rather have it too short. Or maybe they're trying to get more money out of me. Maybe I'm being scammed by my hairstylists. Maybe they're like, oh, if we don't cut it too short, then she'll be back sooner. Yeah. Imagine pheasant hair. Pheasant hair. You have peasant hair. Yes, me lord. Right away, me lord. I go once a month, but haircuts low-key expensive. Yeah, I think that's like one of the things that I found as like, because I used to have very long hair. And the thing with very long hair is, on one hand, you don't have to get it cut as often because, like, you know, if it grows an inch, no one's gonna notice, right? So I get my bangs redone, but then not really the rest of the hair. Like, maybe I would get the rest of the hair cut, like, once a year because, like, again, no one's gonna notice. But then, last year I got it cut short, and when you have short hair, there's like a new balance to it. Because on one hand, I don't have to buy like shampoo and conditioner like even close to as often. Because like, I was going through products so fast when my hair was long because like, again, especially conditioner, like my hair is pretty thick as well. So I remember at one point I bought like a product that was like this, like, I guess it was like a conditioner booster type thing, and it made my hair very nice and soft, but it also like, I went through like 1/5 of the bottle in a single use because my hair was just like so thick. In order to like coat it properly, I have to use that much. So, I got my hair cut, and I've been, on one hand, shorter hair means I'm buying less shampoo and conditioner because I don't go through it as quickly. On the other hand, I do have to get my hair cut way more often. Like maybe like going from like once a year to like Probably like 2-3 times a year. When was the last time I got my hair cut? Hello, konbanwa. Or, wait, ohayo gozaimasu. Ima nanji desu ka? Ima, yoru no 8時 8時351分です。But yeah, my haircuts are kind of expensive. They're even more expensive for ladies' hair. Like, 今 9:30. Oh right, because Japan doesn't do daylight saving. Right. But yeah. No. Haircuts. You're right, haircuts are expensive. But yeah, women's haircuts are usually even more expensive. I don't know, and also maybe it's just because I'm like, I have very thick hair. But like, because some hairstylists, they charge by how long your, not how long your hair is, but like how long it takes, right? Like, I've been to some salons where they give you, like when you book, they don't give you a price, but they give you like an estimate. Because like if it takes longer, then they're gonna charge you more, right? So, but I know when I was a kid, apparently if I remember correctly, I started getting adult haircuts. Like they started charging me like an adult when I was like 8 years old or something. Because my hair was like thick enough that it was taking an adult amount of time to cut. So I think it's even holds still now. My hair is like pretty thick. First time I heard they charge more if it takes long. Well, I think it depends on the salon. But like, yeah, I've been to places where they give you like an estimate where they're like, this will be like $60 to $80 depending on like what you want done. Because there's also like, as well, like some haircuts just take longer to do. Like if you want just like blunt ends and stuff, that's gonna take less time probably than doing layers, right? Did your knitting project turn out well the other day? Oh, the sewing one? The sweater? The sweater turned out good. Oh, I should do knitting. I should do knitting on the hand cam. I should do a knitting hand cam. I have a project I want to do. I bought new knitting needles for it today because I think my grandma didn't have the right size. It was like a project I started, but I didn't have the right size of needles, so I stopped because I think the final product wasn't quite the right size. But I want, again, we need more days in the week. We need more days in the week so I can stream more. I don't know. Maybe one day this week I'm gonna have to try doing the like 2 streams a day thing. Cause like, I guess if I do like a crafting stream in the morning and I do a gaming stream at night, maybe I can try that on Friday. I can do like a hand cam stream in the morning, and then at night I'll do Tomodachi Life, or maybe the other way around. I don't know. Gaming feels like an evening activity. I just hope I have nothing else to do on Friday is the thing. We need a Sunday between Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday. Using an old sewing machine. Ah, yes, the sewing stream. Yes. The sweater turned out nice. I've worn it a couple times since then. I still need to find out what's gonna happen when I put it in the wash, because I think it'll hold up, especially if I don't put it in the dryer. But I do have... Well, we'll see. I'm not that concerned, but we'll see. Sunday. We need an 8th day. There's just so much. There's so much. But... yeah, hopefully I can get it all done. Anyway, let's zhong. I should get to zhong before I yap for like an entire hour. Gaming. Ah, where's gaming? Hello? Gaming? 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 Hello? Gaming? Ah, gaming! Yay, gaming! Alright. No, east only. No, normal. Alright. 40443. Not 4267. 40443. 40443. I'm off to work. See you later. Ah, mata ne. Ganbarimashou. Alright. 40443. Mods. Pin it. Where is YouTube chat? YouTube 40443. There we go. Pin that. Yes. Thank you for the pin, mods. And yeah, one of these days, imagine getting like 67676 or something. What's that one like picture of someone who like was using the McDonald's app and then they went up to order and they're like, because you know how the McDonald's app gives you like 4 digits to, I guess, to as a code, and then their code was like 6769 or something. Yeah. 4 days of work, 3 days of rest. Yeah. I mean, I guess sometimes we get that here if it's like a long weekend. But like, that's not an 8th day of the week, right? Because like, if your long weekend is long, it's still like, it's one less day of work, right? That's not like one more day of the week. Like, I don't know. Speaking of long weekends, when's the next one? I think it's next month here. Victoria Day. Oh yeah, May is coming up. May is both closer and further away than I think. I want to try and learn how to play Mahjong, but I'm dumb. It's not that difficult. It's a game where I think... I've said this many times, but it's not difficult to learn to play Mahjong, but it is difficult to learn to play Mahjong well. But to be able to play and understand enough to just be able to casually play with other people, I would say, it is not terribly difficult. It is no more difficult than the average game of cards. In fact, it might actually be easier to understand than the average game of cards, considering that I know how to play Mahjong and I do not know how to play most card games. So. Yeah. I lost when I get to the part of the winning conditions. I mean, I guess it's similar to poker in the sense that you have hands, right? I also, for the record, don't know how to play poker. Everything I know about poker is from people, because I know how to play Balatro. And people would say Balatro is like poker. So, I think it's similar to that in the sense that there are certain combinations of things that will, like, let you win. I guess the main difference with Mahjong is that, like, they can stack, right? Like, you can have a hand that can get you more points because it falls into multiple categories, right? Which I'm not sure if poker can do. Maybe it does, and I'm just not aware. But, yeah. To be fair, I also jumped into the deep end when it came to learning Mahjong. Like, I was in a voice call with friends, and they were all like, "Come, Eggy, we are playing Mahjong." And I was like, I don't know how to play. And they're like, "Make an account and play anyway." So then I did that, and I did not win a single game that night. So... yeah. Blech. When I played Mahjong Soul, I can only do all simples. I mean, that's a valid place to start. We all start somewhere. I believe, I don't know, for some reason I think they don't have it in friendlies. But I know when you play in ranked, I think you can access, like, a list of every Yaku. For some reason they don't have it in friendlies, for reasons beyond my comprehension. Yes, we all start at the humble Tanyao. Yeah, you know what? A win is a win. A Tanyao might not be much, but on the other hand, you know, if you can do it fast enough, a Tanyao is gonna stop somebody else from hitting you with a bigger thing, right? Like, sometimes Zhong is about speed. Like, I feel like getting a smaller hand earlier is always going to be better, right? Because, like, yeah, you might not get many points, but you've stopped somebody else from getting points. So, who's the real winner here? Yeah. How are the games? We just started. Feel free to jump in. Nothing like beating a Yakuman with Tanyo no... Yeah, like... I also think that, like, death by 1,000 cuts is also, like, a valid strategy. It's a very, very annoying strategy, but, like, I can't say it's not effective. Yes, welcome corporate. Corporate. Corporation. But, yeah. Yeah. I'm saying but yeah as if I have a follow-up to say. I'm like, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say. I've ran out of yap. The yap springs are running dry. Have I done anything worth talking about in the past few days? Alright, let's go. I've done anything in the past few days that was worth talking about. I'm sleepy enough that I have forgotten everything that's ever happened to me. Or maybe I'm just suffering from the, like, you know when you're, like, in like, a icebreaker activity at work or something, and they're like, say an interesting fact about yourself, and then, like, you're completely at a loss? Maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like that. I've been having a lot of interviews lately. Hopefully job soon, Prage. Oh, I mean, I had one interview recently, but... Oh, okay, I'm a little bit mad, actually. I'm a little bit mad and a little bit sad, because I think for the first time, I got a call back by accident. So, basically, okay. A few weeks ago, I had an interview. I went to, like, their company's, like, head office and whatever. I had an interview. They said, okay, we'll get back to you later. So then I got an email at one point last week that's like, we are inviting you to come for a final interview. Which was odd because I was under the impression during the interview that it's like that was the last interview. There was no other stages of interviews. Like if you pass that, you'd be getting ready for training. So I was confused, but I was like, okay. The thing is that, so this company, they use an automatic system for scheduling interviews. And it seems what happened was that, I guess my name somehow got into a pool of candidates that was being interviewed in this round of interviews. So, yeah, basically, they called me back by accident. I had hope for a second. I was like, yay, another round of interviews. They liked me enough the first two. Nope. Nope. Unfortunate. I thought it was, I mean, to be fair, I should have known better because they got back to me later than I was expecting them to. So, but then I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe like somebody else withdrew and then like I was like the next person in line, right? But no, unfortunately, I was just straight up, they were like, oh, sorry, we contacted you by accident. Disregard. Sorry if you wanted a job. So, yeah. And it's really, it's unfortunate too, because I was like, you know, when you get a job, right, you want to tell everybody. So I think I told my mom, like, oh yeah, they got back to me. And then I had to tell her later, I'm like, no, apparently they sent an email by accident. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, no, it was literally a mistake. They use an automated system. They use an automated system, and they quite literally contacted me by mistake. And they also said they would contact because when they realized their mistake, they emailed me again to tell me that it was a mistake. But then they said, we will, like, contact the hiring manager about the, status of your, like, application. And then they never got back to me. So I'm just gonna safely assume that I probably didn't get it. I had one where the recruiter kind of told me he would contact me by the end of the week and I just got ghosted. Oh, that's every interview I've had. Honestly, at this point, I actually am grateful when they actually do reject me. Because, like, it hurts, but at least, like, I can plan the rest of my life around that. Like, it's a little... Like, I don't know. I think there is actually... I think this is only for applications. I don't know if this applies to interviews. I think I did hear about like a law in where I live recently about how like if you open up a job posting, you do have to like at least send some kind of like reply to people who applied, even if it's a rejection. Something like that. I know they're trying to like legally enforce certain things. I know there's another thing recently about how job postings are required to have like a salary, like an estimate salary, which I also think is a good thing to have. But yeah, rather get rejected than go nervous a few days after waiting for a call. Yeah, and it's like how do you plan around that? Like, at least, like I said, at least when I'm straight up rejected, at least I know, which means that I can, like, move on. I can be like, okay, I will apply for other things. And, like, when I apply for other things, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm actually waiting for, like, a call back from this or that. It's like, yeah, okay, I know for sure. I don't have to just, like, assume. And, like, I don't know, you have my email, and I'm assuming I'm not the only person being rejected when I get rejected from a job, so, like, surely they can, I don't know. It's annoying. I don't like it. I've always held the general view that an honest no is always better than an insincere maybe. Yeah, it's not even a maybe, it's just straight up nothing. Like, what's that meme that somebody made of, like, with, like, the HR lady that's like, we'll get back to you by next week? Yeah, that's... the meme comes from reality. Yeah, every job I have applied has a question of what I expect my salary to be, which I don't like. Yeah, you're right. It's like, give a number, and if it's too high or too low, we're going to be mad at you for it. And I'm like, okay. Like, although I am okay if they give, like, a range. If they're like, okay, we pay a minimum of this and a maximum of this. Where do you think you fall within that? I think that's reasonable. That's reasonable. But it's just like when they don't tell you how much, it's like, okay, pick a number. Pick a number. Pick a number and pray. Yeah, never give the first number. I always say, if you can give me a range, I'll let you know if it's in the ballpark. I guess that's, yeah, that's reasonable. But yeah, like if they give a range in the first place, where they're like, this pays between like 40k and 60k a year, and then you can like pick a number between that. It's like, okay, that's reasonable. I can live with that. But also, I love your color scheme background. Thank you. Thank you. Green. I'm asking AI to give me a range for a job in my area and my experience. I don't know. I don't even think... Like... I don't know. I think... Sometimes I have to, like, look things up, but, like... I feel like I just go in the lower half. Like, I don't pick the lowest number, but I, like, if it's like, oh, our range is like 40k to 60k, I'm like, okay, how about 43k? Like, just pick something that's like on the lower end, but not so low that it makes you look desperate. There we go. Yeah, it's bad to undersell yourself because you look desperate. I don't know. I was always seeing people being like, oh yeah, you should actually like... I mean, I guess it's good that I have like streaming in Japanese classes because it means that I have an excuse to be like, oh sorry, I have a prior engagement on that day, so would Wednesday work better? Like, I can it doesn't feel like I'm just like, yes, I'm free at literally all times. But yeah. At least I haven't been hit with the, like... Well, okay, I mean, I guess I worked some temporary jobs, so I guess it doesn't look like that. But I know for a while last year, there was a thing where people are like, why is there a gap? Why is there, like, a month-long gap in your resume? And it's like, well, I was looking for work and I didn't find it, you know? Free EGGY. Woo! EGGY, hello Nanora. Boom. There we go. EGGY, but it isn't Monday. I was busy yesterday. I was at the long day factory yesterday. Been having a hard time finding a job this time. A few people I know as well. It's because the world situation. I like the idea of the world situation. Just all of it. There's like 5 different situations at least going at once. No, I've been... Okay, so in 2024, for people who are like catching up on the EGGY lore, in 2024, I had a full-time job. But that full-time job had like a 2-hour commute each way. And when I started working the job originally, I was like, okay, I can make this work somehow. I could not make it work somehow. And it took me like 9 months to realize that. And it was one of those things where it was like a 2-hour commute, but it was also very isolated, right? So I had the problem of like, I couldn't really interview for other jobs while at that job because I would have to like take a day off, which I didn't have any more vacation days. So it's not like one of those things where you could take like a half day or like, you know, use not vacation days, but like, you know, do it during lunch or something. Like that wasn't doable because the thing was kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, roughly. Okay, in the morning it was a little shorter because there was no traffic. I think it's an average of 2 hours because like the morning was usually a little shorter because it was there was not really any traffic. I was going there early, but the afternoon would be like peak traffic. So like if sometimes somebody crashes their car on the highway and the commute's now 3 hours. You know, so it was like average of 2 hours each way. So, I quit that job at the end of 2024. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, now that I'm free, I'm gonna, you know, look for other things. And I looked for other things and I did not find them. Turns out that, like, end of 2024 was, like, the worst possible time to quit your job. So I was unemployed for most of last year. Eventually I got like a seasonal position around the holidays, and then I managed to get another like short-term position in January until the beginning of last month. So since March 6th, I guess it's like it's not a complete gap in my resume because I did work from like November until March. I was employed. Although there was like a gap of a few weeks, like at the beginning of January, but I was employed pretty consistently for that entire time. But yeah, since that ended, I'm like, okay, time to find something else, preferably something more permanent. But that's where we are now. Unemployment. Relatable. Wishing you luck at the long day factory. I mean, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna end up at the long day factory is gonna be, but. Might be sooner than I think. But... yeah. It's definitely not a good time to be unemployed, but... I don't know. It's... I guess to be fair, maybe some of it is also just that I'm, like, pickier now. Because, like... the reason I took the 2-hour job originally was because I wanted to be employed as quickly as possible. And they just happened to be the place that, you know, came up first. And... oh, am I tripping or are there 2 background tracks playing? Probably. That's embarrassing. There we go. There we go. But... yeah, I wanted to be employed as quickly as possible, so that's why I was like, okay, I don't care if there's a 2-hour commute, at least I'm employed. But, turns out that you do actually need to have standards for yourself. And I think, to be fair, that was part of last year where I was like, there were certain jobs that, like, I just didn't really want to take. Because I was like, oh, yeah, that's... Like, I didn't want to do, like, retail or anything. Okay, I didn't want to one guy you if you had something on. No, it happens, it happens. Sometimes I forget to turn off the source. But... yeah, it's commute. It's commute. But yeah, no, it turns out you're supposed to have standards for yourself. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to do retail. And I'm gonna be real, the last time I interviewed for a retail position, I still didn't get it. So like, because I worked retail for like several years. So it's not like I don't have experience. It's just that like I feel like interviewing for a retail position is like a whole different game now. Yeah. I had a year I worked in customer support. It destroyed my mental health. Pretty awful experience. Yeah. Was it like retail or was it like customer service? Because like in my experience, I actually don't mind customer service because you're not expected to sell anybody anything, right? Usually it's customers calling because they have an issue with something they already bought, right? For me, it's like I'm not a big fan of sales. I will do customer service before I do sales. Yeah, it was for banks, so a lot of people mad about their money. Understandable. No, I mean, I guess the job I worked, 2-hour commute job, had like... It was also sort of customer service. It wasn't the only thing we did, but yeah, we also had a lot of... Ooh! Oh, I'm so full of Dora. Yeah! Yummy, Dora! Yummy! 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 Stonks. But yes, thank you for playing Dirrers and Terunozoka and Corporate. But I am EGGY winning. I'm surprised I'm EGGY winning. I thought I'd be playing a lot worse tonight. Yes, GG's, GG's. Big Egg Gaming. Also made me feel bad about Mahjong. I don't want to be the guy that gives more points to the winner. Well, I mean, that's not really something you can help, right? I mean, I guess maybe if you're like super pro where you read other people's moves, but I don't think, I'm not at that place. Somebody, I'm sure somebody I know is, but I'm not. But yeah, no. Customer service, again, I still prefer it. I still prefer it over, over sales. But I also know that that's like a thing that seems to be in danger of being replaced with AI, which is not ideal, I think, for anybody, but it is what it is. Can I hop in here? Of course. My only rule, anybody can hop in. My only rule is, you know, make sure that everybody who wants a turn gets a turn, so don't be like hopping back in repeatedly unless, you know, there's a lack of other people joining. Yeah, I'll probably be gone in a few years. I don't know, because it seems to be one of those things where I don't think machines will ever be at the place they need to be to not cause problems for companies, right? Like, I know that people have been trying to find ways around, like, what was that one thing where they tried to replace, like, Taco Bell cashiers with AI, and then somebody ordered, like, 5,000 waters or something? Like, I think that, like, people, like, it's so much easier to game an AI than it is to game a human, you know? Or what was that other one? I think it was Air Canada a while back. There was, like, a whole situation, because Air Canada had used like AI for customer support, and somebody basically got the AI to say, yes, we'll give you a refund, and they had to honor it because some law of some sort was like, yeah, they said they were going to give you a refund, so you have to issue the refund. 50k burgers minus all the ingredients. Yeah, just buns. Good evening, Lavirin. Yeah. There's so many people for when you have to escalate stuff. Like, level 1 support, I think, will be gone completely. I also think maybe just from like a customer standpoint, I also don't like when I, you know, when I go to a company and I call customer service and I don't get to speak to a real person until I ask for one, to me that just like, I know that a lot of companies are at the point where they don't have to care actually what the customers think of them anymore, but like, to me I'm like, that does not make me want to support your company. That makes me think, oh, we don't actually care about the customers. But yeah, that's definitely one thing. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, Taishi. Good evening. Yeah. Yes, Arcana did have an AI story. Yeah, it was the one. Yeah, it's like, I think they got the AI they got the AI to say like, yes, we'll issue a refund. And then they had to honor that. But I know actually at a recent job interview I went to, because the first round of them was online, and they actually had to like have you say at the beginning of the interview, you had to like solemnly swear, I guess, that you weren't using AI during this interview. And I'm like, are people doing that? Like, it was a group interview, so I guess maybe there was issues in the past of people just like they were just like taking the interviewer's questions and like plugging them into ChatGPT and being like, give a good answer for this, and then they were just like reading that out. I'm like, has this been an issue that much? Like enough that they make you do that at the beginning of the interview? Which is even more confusing as well, because I'm also just like, this was not for a position where you would have access to like any kind of AI while you're working. So I'm not really sure like what people would intend to do with that, but I had one job application which was a recorded video. Did bad, it's so alien to me to be talking alone to a camera. Yeah! Look, I'm somebody who talks to a screen for multiple hours at a time for fun as a hobby. I also don't know what to do for video. Cause like, I guess they're like, it's like the thing like I said earlier with icebreakers where people tell you like, tell us an interesting fact about yourself, and you just go completely blank. I feel like it's like that, where I'm like, hi, I'm Eggy. I have many years of customer service experience. Like, I need human feedback or I can't speak. Yeah, and it's also just like, I don't think anybody does well if you just have to talk on a video on camera with no feedback. Because like, I feel like for the kind of industries that would usually have some video aspect of an application, right? Like, you know, stuff like, you know, arts and entertainment based stuff that would have auditions, right? Usually there's either like a specific thing you're supposed to read out, like they have like a script or something for you, or there's like an element of like editing and post-production involved, right? Where you're putting together kind of like a reel or like a best of kind of thing, right? Like you're not just standing there in front of a camera like, hello. Yeah, it's kind of an unnatural way to just... Exactly, because like nobody's gonna come off well in these videos. I don't think like a single person is gonna come off anything more than like awkward, you know? The issue is how they implemented it was that the AI tends to try to agree with or give a positive output. Yeah. Well, because I guess like in real life they're like, okay, please the customer, try to make the customer happy, but like, I guess you can't really have that with AI customer service. Because like AI doesn't know how to like navigate a situation. Might be a bit early for this, but might as well. Yeah, calling a number, getting an AI bot is so infuriating. Yeah, I mean, because, like, I understand the menus. Like, I understand, like, you know, to discuss this problem, press 1. For questions about this, press 2. Like, I can understand that. But... yeah. For anything more than that, it's like, no. I think there's also the reverse problem, I think, now. Like, I remember a few years ago, I worked for a shopping mall. And this was before, like, AI, like, really took off. Like, this was probably, like, 2021-ish? 2021, 2022. So, but I worked for a mall, and we had a thing that was, like, basically a phone number that customers could text if they had questions about the mall. And I just remember that, like, so many people would be super disrespectful. Because they assumed that the service was automated in some capacity, right? Like, again, this was even before, like, this was before ChatGPT, this was before, like, a lot of this kind of stuff took off. But even back then, yeah, people would be super disrespectful. Because they didn't think a real person was replying, even though, like, we did put our names. We're like, hey, this is EGGY from customer service. The Apple store is on the 2nd floor. Like, we're... Once, I know the chat program that we used for that, there was like a way to like archive conversations, right? Like once they're done, so it's like, you know, customer asks question, we answer it, we can archive that, right? The problem solved. But like there was an entire archive category for what they called like inappropriate questions. Going through that one was actually really funny because some of it was people like trying to prank call us or just mess with us. But other ones were, yeah, people who are asking normal questions, but in such a rude way that we had to mark it as like inappropriate questions. It's like, well, you know, this wasn't inappropriate, but then you went and made it inappropriate, so... I tried calling my dentist to reschedule, it wasn't even conceivable to the bot. Yeah. Or does someone get fined by their building management for swearing at an AI bot? Fined? I mean, that's kind of weird, considering I don't think you would get fined for, like, swearing at a normal customer service representative. But, yeah. Yeah. I guess it is unfortunately a consideration for when looking for jobs. But, I don't know. I guess maybe... I'm trying to think of, like, jobs that I'm like, yeah, this is, I could apply for this. Hello, Eggy, and chat. Hello, Link Store. Like, I guess if I got involved with stuff that's, like, high stakes enough, that they would never get, or, like, it would be a long time before they get an AI to do it. Because, like, I remember at one point I was looking for, like, legal assistant jobs. Because I was like, yeah, that feels like something I could do. But I don't know. Is that being... Or are they replacing... I figured that, like, law is too high stakes of a category to try and automate. But I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. AI kind of made it harder because companies use AI to scan thousands of resumes and look for keywords to filter. Yeah, that's the thing I have to, like, also explain to my parents is that, like, getting a job now is not about, like... It's not about whether you have, like, transferable skills. Transferable skills don't mean anything anymore because, like, if something doesn't appear on the resume the way it needs to, they will... A real person is never going to see it, right? So, like, there's so many jobs that, like, I could do. I know I could definitely do these jobs, but because the application requirements say, like, oh, we need a degree in this, which I don't have. Or we need, like... this certification, which I don't have, right? But I have, like, other skills that could be used in that place. Then nobody ever gets back to me. Like, nobody's seeing my resume, presumably because they didn't see the words, like, has degree in business administration. And like they're like, well, nope, I guess she's not qualified. Like that's the thing, is that like it doesn't matter. Like if you try to apply in person, ooh, sorry. Yippee! Like I said, I'm playing better than I thought I would tonight. But yeah, that's like the thing where it's like, I have to explain this to my parents, where it's like, yeah, they do not look at your resume. Unless there's like a certain level of filtering where it's like hitting the right keywords, they are not seeing anything. Like, need to take down AI, at least in hiring procedures. For many other reasons too, but especially in hiring. Because the thing is too, is that like, sometimes I think about like the way that like job searching works now, and like, I don't think anyone's benefiting from this really. Because like, you know, I hear everybody be like, I can't find a job, but then I've also like been like, because I dealt with this at my previous job too. Like when I've talked to people who do the hiring, they're like, yeah, we can't find good candidates. So I think it's becoming a case where like nobody can find a job, and also nobody is satisfied with the candidates that they're finding. So it's like, who's benefiting from this at all? It's like, yeah, there are competent people in this world. It's just that you probably filtered them all out by accident. Yeah, there's a lot of BS in the hiring process. Yeah, I think if your job takes... if there's more than 2 rounds of interviews, I think that's absurd. I think also, and maybe this is just like my own personal problem, I think a job shouldn't require you to have a driver's license unless like the job requires like working a vehicle. Because I've seen postings like that too. I am so powerful. I am the most powerful egg in the world. I'm super powerful. Nepotism is an issue as well. You know what? I tried nepotism. I have a cousin who works, who's like, oh yeah, I can get you an interview with like a company I used to work at. And I still didn't get the job. They still didn't like me. I couldn't even commit nepotism successfully. Yeah. Amazon hiring AI became racist. Yeah, that was several years ago, I think. Wasn't that like, that was like 2019. I don't think it was racist. I think it was like misogynist. I remember that because I remember the story was that like they trained it on successful resumes, but because they hired more men than women, what the AI picked up on when it was trained was like, male candidates are more likely to be successful than female candidates. So therefore, we're going to like rate male candidates as better. So yeah, it just like accidentally invented the misogyny bot. Yeah. At this point, it isn't so much a problem, but a tool. I mean, I feel like nepotism is... I don't know. I think it's kind of inevitable. It's frustrating and also sort of inevitable. Because I also understand for companies, it's like, okay, you need to hire a new person. Are you going to hire the person that is like related to some guy's like brother or that they can vouch for? Or are you going to take a chance on somebody that you don't know? And like I think that's like an understandable human impulse to be like, yes, I will go with something that is familiar rather than something that's not familiar. So I kind of get that. I don't think you can totally get rid of nepotism, but I think if your company is like, oops, all some guy's nephew, then like I think that maybe that's also a problem. Yeah, that's why so many companies provide a recommendation hiring bonus. I don't think I've ever worked at one that had one. Or I think they would be like, they would have one, but it's like only if the candidate in question actually gets hired. So like if you recommend somebody and they don't like them, then it's like, oh, nope, doesn't work for you anyway. Ooh. Okay. Not a big win, but winning is winning. Winning is winning. Winning is winning. But yeah, I'll need to get back on the job application grind this week. I think the past few weeks, like a few weeks ago, I applied to like 1 bajillion positions, and then I heard back from one of them, and I was like, okay, I won't apply for anything until I know what's happening with this one. And it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get that one probably, so I guess it's back to the drawing board. Back to the grind, unfortunately. I mean, eggployment that is tolerable and also permanent surely exists, probably. Probably. Sorry, I have the word LinkedIn blocked in my chat. we don't talk about LinkedIn here. Indeed is okay. I can't block the term Indeed because it's like an actual word people use in sentences. But LinkedIn, no, nobody has ever used LinkedIn in a non-LinkedIn context. We don't talk about LinkedIn here. We're not bringing that energy into this space. I have a LinkedIn for my Mahjong activity. Nice try, we're not bringing LinkedIn here. We're simply not. We're simply not. No. Somebody else winning? They're still not as far ahead. I'm still first. Yippee! I am the most winning. I am the most winning. Put this on my Mahjong resume. That's not a thing. But yeah, I've been job shopping myself. I mean, are you currently employed and like looking for a different job, or are you unemployed? Because I feel like that's like different experiences, but... Can I icebreaker with you saying you play Mahjong? True! Yeah, if they ask like, what do you do in your spare time? I can be like, Mahjong. I don't know. I'm like... I guess maybe it is kind of a read the room kind of thing. Because like, I remember, like, again, the job I had in 2024, it's one of those things where there was like... there was so... I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where like, I feel like most of the people who were working there were people who had worked there for a very, very long time. So there wasn't really a need to do like icebreaker or like social activities because all those people kind of knew each other. But if you were just starting, like, honestly, I worked there for like 9 months, and a coworker who had been working there, like, you know, they had started a little before me, so they were there the whole time. It turns out that they like do kickboxing in their spare time. I didn't know this. I did not know this. I worked with this person for like over 6 months, and I didn't know this until like the day that I put in my resignation. That was yeah. So that's kind of the thing where it's like a little, I guess, lack of socialization. Or it's not like nobody socialized, but it's like people socialize with people that they already knew. I mean, I guess I knew my supervisor did a lot of, he was into baking. And I knew this because he would constantly be finding excuses to bake. Like, I feel like sometimes after a while he's like, okay, there's a holiday. I guess we need to make everybody cookies. Like, oh, I think he made a cake for Pride Month. I think he did like a whole Pride Month celebration. And he made like a layered rainbow cake for that. I think he just wanted to make a layered rainbow cake. Like, it's like, okay, we got another occasion. Guess I have to make a cake now. It was a good cake. He was good at it, but also it was also just like after a while, it's like, oh, there's a long weekend. I guess I need to make some sweets for that. Like, but yeah, no, I think my other coworkers, I feel like I did not know very much about them. At least not until the very end. Like, I think the first time that I had been to any kind of, like, social activity, which, to be fair, I think there was something that happened in the summer, but it was on, like, a day that I was, like, out of town. So I couldn't go to it, but, like, I think everything else happened in, like, the last 2 or 3 months that I was there. I think there was one day where, because there was one member who had, like, it was a guy who worked in my department who was retiring, and we all went out for like lunch. And that was the first time I had been to any kind of social thing while I was there. Because it wasn't the kind of job that had a lot of downtime either. Also, okay, sorry, I was yapping. I forgot to say thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. Who played the previous one? Do I have a way of looking at that? Friendly match. Who was playing? Do I have like a history? Others? Oh, recent 20 matches. Oh wait, no, that's not... I'm sorry! Thank you for playing! I forgot to say your names because I was too busy yapping. If you click the dot in friendly. Ah, okay, hold on. Friendly, the dot. The dot? The dot. The dots. Plural. These? These are people sending me Mahjong DMs. Oh, the dots in the last 20. Okay. Oh, here we go. Thank you to Lavi and Taishi and A Light Snack. I believe that's the first time I've seen you. Welcome. Congratulations to Lavi. You didn't get your congratulations because I was too busy yapping. Ah. 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 There you go. Does Light Snack use light mode? Zhong in light mode. Can you imagine Zhong in dark mode? It's like the exact same, but like the tiles are, like the background of the tiles is black instead of white. Or maybe it's like Discord gray. Hello, Egg and Egg Connoisseurs. Hello, Punkation. Tomodachi Life in 2 days, unless we talked about it already. Yes. We did discuss it. I do plan to stream it. I'm just trying to think. It's probably gonna be Friday and not Thursday because I am busy on Thursday evening. I don't know. Maybe if I have time during the day on Thursday, maybe I can, like, pick up a physical copy? Like, go to the video game store and, like, pick up a physical copy? I feel like, I don't know. Lately I've been into physical copies, not necessarily for, like, media preservation reasons, but just because, like, I feel like so many of the games that I like are, like, niche enough that they don't get a physical release, right? Or if they do get a physical release, it's, like, kind of, like, a short run, right? Like, it's not, like, you're not gonna be able to go to, like, GameStop anywhere and just pick it up, right? So, yeah. I feel like if a game that I'm interested in has a physical version, I feel like I like to pick up the physical version just because, like, I'm like, okay, it exists. It exists. I like having more space. Yeah, also, I'm not sure if having a physical cartridge makes it, like, take up less, like, space, like, less storage space in the Switch, but yeah, I haven't bought a physical game since Breath of the Wild in 2017. I'm trying to think, what games do I have physical copies of? Because I have, let me think. I have physical copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I have physical copy of I the Somnium Files and I the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. I think actually for Nirvana Initiative, I actually bought like the special edition version. So I got like the Iba figure and the soundtrack CDs, which I've never used, but like it's cool that I have them, I guess. And then, what else do I have the physical copy of? I don't have the physical copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons because it came out like right at the beginning of COVID lockdowns. And originally I wanted to pick up a physical copy, but all the game stores were closed. So I had, if I wanted to get it without having to like wait for an indeterminate period of time, I had to buy it, the digital copy. What else? I have multiple physical copies, actually, of The House in Fata Morgana. Because, like, I got the limited run one when they did it a few years ago. And then I got the... I got another physical copy. I got a physical copy of the Steam, not the Steam, but like the PC version as a gift from Takako. So now I actually own this game like 3 times, and like 2 of those are physical. And I think they're doing another physical run, so I'm like, there's a non-zero chance that I'm going to have like a 4th copy of The House in Fata Morgana. Yeah, I do miss the physical PC games. Yeah, for Fata Morgana, actually, it does have the actual disc, but it also has a Steam code. So, like, if your computer doesn't have a disk drive, like, I mean, I already own the game twice, so, like, I don't need it, but, like, let's say I was installing the game for the first time, if I didn't have a disk drive, I could still just go to Steam and put in the code. So I'm like, that's convenient. And also, like, a nice backup, I guess. Because, like, I guess it's kind of infallible, right? Like, if the disc gets damaged or something, there's still, like, some way. Although I don't know how that affects, like, resellability of it, but yeah. Animal Crossing was one of those games that's fine digital since it's a daily check-in game. Same with any games that have replay value like Mario Kart. I don't know. I don't think I really... For me, I just determine, like, how can I get this game that is the most convenient? Because, like, also, like I said, there's a lot of games that I like that are pretty much digital only just because they're niche enough that, like, I don't think that they would do a physical release. Like, I play a lot of, like, visual novels and such, the like kind of games. So, yeah, a lot of them just, like, I'm not expecting to see a physical release because... Or especially for games as well where, like, they release it for the Switch, but, like, the majority of players are playing it on Steam. So it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, I also don't expect a physical copy for this because, like, realistically speaking, this is not where the majority of people are going to be playing this. Like, as much as I like 100 Line, I don't actually have a physical copy of 100 Line. Because I played it on Steam, so... I mean, I guess I could get a Switch copy, but, like, it's kind of low on the list of priorities, you know? Ooh. Yay. I lost a lot of my old games, it's sad. Yeah, I still need to figure out where some of my DS games are. Because, like, I think my sister might have taken a bunch of the DS games I had as a kid because, her DS seems to work better than mine does, but also I still have my 3DS, which still functions just fine. So, I need to ask her, because there's some games, like, there's some games definitely I remember getting rid of at some point, like selling them in a garage sale or something. But there's other games where I'm like, hey, do you have Phantom Hourglass? And sometimes she'll be like, I don't know, I thought you had that one. Yeah, my last physical game was the special edition of Fire Emblem Fates on the 3DS. 3DS? I mean, I guess also too, I have a bunch of physical copies of Japanese games because when I was in Japan, I would often just like, I would go on like book off crawls. Like I would go to stores like Book Off or is it Mandrake or Mandarake? I'm not sure, but like secondhand book and game stores. I would just like go in there. I would do like days where I'd just be like, okay, today I'm going to Book Off, and then I would just like search up all the Book Offs in the area, and then I would go to like as many as I could. So I would search specifically. I had like specific games I was looking for, and I would look for like, they were mostly like DS titles, DS and 3DS titles. But that's how I got a lot of my, like I have, what do I have? I have the Japanese version of all of the original trilogy of Ace Attorney. Plus plus Apollo Justice. I have the Japanese cartridges for that. I have all the Style Savvy games, I think. I have a few other dress-up games that are like Japan exclusives. What else do I have? I have the Japanese version of Animal Crossing New Leaf, but I haven't touched it because the first time I went to play it, the previous person who had it, I guess, forgot to delete their save before sending it to Book Off. So I opened it up and it's like, Midori, you haven't been here for 6 years. And I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I'm like, I don't want to delete the save, but I also feel like I'm living a lie if I keep it going. Like, I'm like, I'm not Midori. I'm not Midori. I'm assuming that whoever played this was like a child at the time when they played it as well, because their names were incredibly unoriginal. But I'm like, I don't know. Do I delete this reality, or do I live a lie? I don't know what to do, so I just have not touched it again. Living in the darkness for half a decade. Yeah, it's like, haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I should boot it up again and just like take a look in their village to see like if they had like original designs or like anything else that they would have named. You could back up the save if the 3DS is modded. It unfortunately is not. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe I can live a lie. Maybe I can live a lie. Maybe I will become Midori. No. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I played the mobile Animal Crossing that they did for a bit. Oh, what's it called? Pocket Camp. And now that is a one-time purchase game, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea for them to do it like that, right? NiceEggy over. Now it's Nice Midori. Yes. I don't know. I'm sure the real Midori is out there somewhere. I don't know if they remember their Animal Crossing village, though. Hi, Eggy. Hello, Jake. Good evening. It is Zhonging. Yeah, so I think for Japanese games, I think I have a lot of physical copies for that. There was still some that I still don't have. Like, I wanted to see if I could find physical copies of Professor Layton games, but I wasn't able to find any. I'm trying to think of like anything else that what else do I have a physical copy of in English for the Switch? Because I have Three Houses, I have the Somnium Files. Oh, I have the Great Ace Attorney. have... Oh, I think the newest Katamari. I think I have the physical copy of that too. Because I went to the store with my friend originally, and we're like, 2 copies of Once Upon a Katamari, please. And they were like, actually, we only have 1 copy left in stock. And we're like, okay, 1 copy. And that was her copy. So I had to wait to get mine. Let's see. But yeah, if I can get a physical copy of Tomodachi Life, that would be good. I wouldn't mind that. I didn't think about that. I guess you have a Japanese 3DS since you have Japanese 3DS games. Yes! I bought one on Mercari. I think it was like 8,000 yen at that time. And then, oh, actually, I just remembered. I also have a physical copy of the Switch version of Disco Elysium. It's actually a Japanese... It's actually a Japanese copy, which it also has the English language version on it, so it's fine. Technically a Japanese copy. But yeah, because I also bought that while I was there. Check out the Japan copy of Japan from Japan.com. Yes. No, I was trying to take advantage actually when I was there of like, okay, I know that like there are certain things I should be buying in person because I'm there and I should have the experience. But there's also things where I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage of being able to like have a Japanese address that stuff can be shipped to. So I can buy stuff online without like ridiculous shipping costs. Am I out of music? I might be out of music. Oh, I am out of music. Here we go. But yeah, I get some Japanese games for Switch because they're cheaper. Yeah, I guess it depends, like, if they have all the features or not. Yes, thank you for making games region-free on Switch. I know, that was so convenient. I think the only thing is, I had to make, like, a separate, account. Because you can make, like, a Japan eShop account if you want to be able to buy Japanese games. And you can buy them from pretty much anywhere in the world. But the only thing is you have to make an eShop account. And the other thing is that if I want to buy a game, I don't think I can use my Canadian credit card. I think I have to get like you have to buy a Japanese eShop gift card for the amount that you need and then buy it with that. Yeah, you have to buy eShop credit, which is annoying. It's like a separate step, but it is what it is. There are places online where you can buy eShop credit. So it's not a huge problem. Yeah, you need the region account for the DLC that matches the region game. Okay, yeah, I've never tried to get DLC on a Japanese game, but maybe? I know they probably changed some stuff for Switch too. No. Yeah, not a huge problem, but region locking is a drag. Yeah. Like there are ways around it, but they're just annoying enough that you never want to actually do it, right? Yeah, I know Switch 2 only Japan has region lock because weak yen. Yeah, I can see that to like stop people from like trying to, or I guess so that they don't have to like price it the same. It's an understandable decision, I think. Although it is also annoying more recently, because, like, so I share a Steam library with a friend. Like, we did, like, the family thing where you can, like, merge your libraries. But on the other hand, apparently I've heard some people who tried to do this with, like, because, like, the person I merged my library with, like, we live in the same country. We're both Canadian, so it's not a huge issue. But I've heard of some people having issues where they, like, merged it with a friend, but the friend lives in a different country. So, like, they got, like, forcibly unmerged because it's like, oh yeah, nope, you can't do that. You can only have the games at the prices in your country. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Although... If my family lives 1,000 kilometers away, Steam. I don't know, it's like country-based. Like, again, I merged with an IRL friend, so I don't have to... I don't have to worry about countries, but yeah, like, I could not merge it with, say, like, Bobeba. Because I am in Canada, and Bobeba is American. Like, it's kind of funny that I could merge it with somebody from, like, Vancouver, which is, like, significantly further away from me than somebody who lives in New York, but such is regional country borders. Steam said family isn't forever. Surely, nobody has ever had relatives in a different country. Nobody has ever had that. That's never happened before. Nobody has ever had a relative move abroad. Surely, everyone's family stays exactly where they are. Actually, I had this issue. I had to kick my parents because I was paying for my parents' Netflix for the longest time because I was just like, I just had like a not like a family plan, but like, you know when Netflix started doing the thing where like, there's like a limit of devices, but also like, there's like a home device and then everything else is like peripheral. At one point I got locked out of my own Netflix account because I guess my parents logged in on the TV where they live, so that was set as like the home base, and then like all of my devices were like, nope, you can't log in on this because you are too far away from the home, and I'm like, I'm the one paying for this! So, yeah. Yeah. Man, nobody even got any points from that. Unfortunate. Yeah, also guess I stopped paying for it like after they did that. Yeah, for me I was just like, okay, I need to talk to my parents because like because I know that was like the agreement. I guess when I was living in their house, it's like, okay, this is sort of me doing my part and paying my bit. I pay for their Netflix. They also use my Amazon Prime, but at least with Amazon Prime, it's more like they don't have the password to that account, I don't think. Usually if they want to buy something on Amazon, they just like message me and they're like, Eggy, can you please buy this? We'll pay you back. Thank you. And then I just have it shipped to their address. Yeah, this year they increased the price twice somehow. Yeah, again, I'm like... I guess I could cancel it now if I wanted to, because well, I'll have to ask my sister. Does my sister even use the Netflix account? I know she has, like, her own, like, sub-account on it, but I don't know if she actually uses it. Again, I was paying for the whole family, and I knew my parents were using it every once in a while, but I forgot to check if my sister actually uses it. Reminds me, I need to buy lanyards and badge holders. Lanyards? Are you doing an event? Or is it just for conventions? Oh yeah, I should probably start thinking about that soon. Like... what's coming up? I'll probably go to Oshi Uplink. I don't think I'm gonna, if I can help it, I don't want to go to Anime North this year. Please don't make me go to Anime North again. There was actually something So, VTuber Symphony Orchestra, actually, they're doing a thing at Anime North. And initially when they put out the call, they're like, hey, we've been invited to do something at Anime North. Like, reply to this if you're interested. I considered, but then I realized I cannot do anything at Anime North because I know all you guys would dunk on me if I did. Oh, I know all of you guys would laugh at me. Like, the fool is going to Anime North anyway, after she does nothing but complain about it for multiple years. Silly, foolish. So, I mean, if you do by some misfortune find yourself going to Anime North, then like you should go support VTuber Symphony Orchestra. But yeah, that is that is something that I am not participating in, unfortunately. I mean, I say unfortunately, it was my own choice, but yeah. Oh, an IRL Mahjong tournament. Oh, nice. I've not been hearing good things about Anime North. To be fair, I mean, I like to complain about Anime North. It's like a running joke at this point. Like, check one off on your EGGY bingo. But I don't... Because, like, okay, the thing is, when I say I don't like Anime North, it has nothing to do with the actual convention itself or, like, the people who organize it. Like, I wouldn't say it's poorly run. It's just that, like, the venue and the location for it just makes everything worse. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I joke that, like, Anime North is, like, a devious trap devised to make you get mad at your friends. Because it's really just, like... The venue is very far away. So it's okay if you get a hotel in the area, but if you can't get a hotel in the area, then you have to commute in. And getting there, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, like, if you're trying to get there from, like, anywhere else in the city, then it's a pain because there's not a lot of public transit that goes there. And there's also, like, you can drive there, but the parking situation is not great. Because there's a ton of parking. Like, that area, I swear, is like 80% parking lot. But there's, like, not enough entrances and exits to the parking lot. So, especially if you're trying to leave or come back at, like, a busy time of day, then, like, you know, everyone's trying to go through the same 2 exits. Man, we're so full of draws tonight. We're so full of draws tonight. So, yeah, so getting there and getting back, if you're not staying, like, you know, literally right next to the venue, is painful. But the second thing with Anime North is that, and I know Oshi Uplink in 2 weeks in the same situation in the surrounding location too. I think Oshi Uplink is actually in one of the hotels that's, like, close to where they usually run Anime North, but I have a bit more hope for Oshi Uplink, because Oshi Uplink has the advantage of only being in one building. Because that's my other thing with Anime North, is that Anime North takes place in the Toronto Congress Center, which is 2 buildings in itself. And it also takes place in the Delta, which is, like, across the street. And the thing with that is that, like, you will spend so much time walking, because... Like, I think I remember at one point, last time I went, me and Bobeba, on the Sunday, we were going to the Lolita Tea Party. And I remember we were doing other things before that in the morning. So we're like, okay, we're gonna meet at, like, one of the Toronto Congress, like, because there's 2 buildings, is the one in the back that we were meeting at. Because I think that's where, like, a lot of the game stuff was. And it took us from that building to the Delta. It took us half an hour to walk there. Like, everything is so far apart that, like, you're gonna spend all your time getting from one place to the other. And, like, God forbid you get lost. Because also, that's the other thing, too, is that, like, the venue is so big and spread out that, like, half of the, like, most of the staff, unless they've gone to the convention a lot in previous years, they don't know where anything is either. And I can't blame them, because, like, it's huge. It's huge, and it's all parking lot. But Oshi Uplink is all in one building, and it's not that big of a building. So I have hope. I have hope in ways that I don't have hope for Anime North. But yeah. I criticized Anime Expo for years, but I used to still go as long as I had friends going, so I don't feel like too much of a contrarian. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like one of those things where, like, the only Anime North I can say I truly enjoyed was the first one I went to. But also, that was the first time I went to, like out of town for an anime convention. Like, that was my first big anime convention, so I'm like, maybe I just didn't know any better. Like, every time there was an inconvenience, I just assumed that conventions were supposed to be like this. But yeah, that was, like, 2018. That was, like, the only time I feel like I've truly had, like, a good experience with Anime North. Because, I mean, there's also just, like, other issues, like, a lot of the convention space that they use is outside. Because, like I said, the parking lot is huge. There's a lot of stuff going on outside. But if the weather sucks, then that means that the convention sucks, right? So there's that. There's not enough places to sit, in my opinion. It's very loud inside the building. Like, I know it's very normal for it to be loud in, like, the dealer's hall and artist alley, but I feel like Anime North is just, like, another level of this that I have not encountered anywhere else. Like, I remember, I think, when I went in 2022, I just had a headache for the entire weekend because it was just so loud in there, and I guess after a few years of not going to conventions, like, I had not accustomed myself to, like, being in loud places, and yeah. Oh, goodness. Ugh. Corporate is dead. Corporate has gone out of business. Congratulations to Kua. Congratulations. Thank you, Light Snack and Corporate, for playing as well. Yeah, that is all conventions, not really anywhere to sit. No, some are better than others for this. I will praise MagFest endlessly for this. And I know, again, that's because they have a good venue. Like, the Gaylord is, like, just a good venue for what they need it for. But no, Anime North is, like, new levels of nowhere to sit. Like, they even have food trucks outside, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like in some years they've had, like, picnic tables, but I feel like some years you just sit on the curb and eat. Like, it's new levels of not enough seating. Yeah, I never got the chance to go to Peak Anime North since it never lined up for me. Yeah. I don't know. Was it better in the past? I don't know. Because, like, again, most of these problems I have with it have nothing to do with how well it's organized. And have everything to do with, like, the venue. Oh, other problem! Like I said, okay, so you know how I said the venue is kind of in the middle of nowhere? It's near the airport, which I guess is convenient if you're, like, coming by airplane. But if you're, like I said, if you're coming by any other means of transportation, it's a huge pain. But it also means that, like, getting into Toronto from there is also a pain. And so when you have to eat, and I know it's like this for a lot of conventions, but again, it's even worse for Anime North than for anything else I've experienced. Like, because it's so far out, and the only restaurants in the area are, like, you know, typical sit-down restaurant fare for a Canadian city, right? Like, it's all, like, Boston Pizza and, like, Montana's and Swiss Chalet, and, like, it's all stuff like that, right? I just named 3 places that I think nobody in the States has. But, like, for people who aren't familiar, I guess, like, those 3 places are kind of like an Applebee's, I guess. So because of that, like, you have, because it's so hard to leave, and because that's the only restaurants you have in the area, everyone's trying to squeeze into, like, the same 8 places. So, like, if you want to eat and you don't have anything, because there's also not really any grocery stores or anything nearby, so trying to get your own food if you didn't bring any ahead of time isn't really a thing you can do. So, yeah, pretty much, yeah, if you're stuck in the area, it's like everyone trying to squeeze into the same few restaurants. Like, the restaurants for that weekend legitimately have a separate menu. They have a separate Anime North menu that consists entirely of things that they can make quickly so that they can get people in and out as quickly as possible. There are fast food places in the area, but they're going to be even more crowded because fast food is already made as quickly as they can possibly make it, so they can't really go any faster. So it's like, yeah, you can go to Subway and stand in line for like 45 minutes. But yeah. You talk about Anime North like a Great War veteran might their time in the trenches. It's my favorite. I know, that's why I'm like, I need to stop going. I need to stop going. Every year I say, I'm like, I'm not gonna go this year. And like almost every year I end up there anyway. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it again. But yeah. I'm free, let me join. Let him in. There's like 2 spaces, go ahead. But yeah, no, I think the result of all this for Anime North, and I think this is just what kind of like breaks it for me, is just that, like, you know how I said earlier, it's like a devious trap to make you get mad at your friends? And it's like one of those things where it's like, I feel like even if you plan it out really well, it's such like an exhausting kind of thing to go to, right? Because everyone's hungry because it's taking forever to like get food, and everyone's tired because there's so much walking that needs to be done, and everyone's lost, and everyone's like getting in a bad mood, and then you get mad at each other. And I feel like that's often been my experience with Anime North. Nothing like friendship ending, right? Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's Anime North, right? But in the moment, it's just kind of unpleasant, right? And I feel like I have not experienced it to that extent at any other convention. Because yeah, like there are plenty of other conventions where everyone's tired and hungry all the time, but like not to that same extent. So yeah. Ended friendship because of Anime North. No, not to that extent. Not to that extent. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it is Anime North. So, like, no one's, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure someone's probably, like, completely ended a friendship because of something that happened at a convention. But, like, specifically for Anime North, it's just because you're having arguments that you probably wouldn't be having if everybody was, like, well-fed and well-rested, you know? It's that kind of thing. Everyone's, like, in a bad mood. Everyone is feeling like something is wrong. And it's, like, just enough to make people get frustrated with each other. It's not really con drama. It's just kind of like, you know, everyone's having it rough, and that makes things a little harder to do, right? Because yeah, like I said, I have not experienced anything of this kind. Like, what are the other conventions I've been to? I've been to Otakuthon in Montreal. I want to go back. I say that every year. I want to go back to that one. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, unfortunately. But I do want to go back to Otakuthon because I remember it was a lot of fun. Although I've been told by people who have gone more recently, apparently in recent years they've had issues with like overcrowding. But yeah, no, I remember Otakuthon. I will praise the venue endlessly, even if it is maybe not big enough for what they need it for now, because Otakuthon's venue is like Palais de Congrès de Montréal, which is like in a very convenient spot. There's like multiple hotels within walking distance, but also it's next to a subway station. So like if you're coming in from a different part of the city, then like you can just come and go as you need to. And also it's next to Chinatown, so there's like 1 bajillion restaurants. So if you need somewhere to eat, it doesn't feel like everyone's trying to squeeze into the same restaurants. And also if you don't like, you know, if you don't want that, there's also like a small mall nearby, so there's fast food options. And also if you don't want any of that and you want to go somewhere else, like I said, you can get on the subway and go somewhere else. Need food? Buy bread from Chinatown. Yes, there was like a Chinese bakery that I would go to for Otakuthon, and I would just buy like every day I would buy like $10 of bread and just like carry it around with me and like eat it throughout the day. But yeah, no, it's Otakuthon. I have good memories. The only problem I think I've ever encountered with Otakuthon was, I mean, that wasn't really Otakuthon's fault either. I had a friend get stuck in traffic for like 2 hours when he was trying to move his car from like a parking lot down the street to the hotel. But that was because like the Sunday of Otakuthon, I think that was 2019. The Sunday of Otakuthon that year, there was like so much going on in that specific area. Like there was Otakuthon, and then there was also like, I think there was Montreal Pride Parade, and then I think there was also like some kind of bicycle race going that same day. So basically the result is that it took him like 2 hours to drive his car down the street because it was like, there was like being blocked in 3 different ways. But yeah, I used to go to Chinatown all the time. Didn't realize that there was a convention center next to it the whole time. Yeah, I don't know exactly where it is in relation to other places in Chinatown, but yeah, I remember it was like very convenient. I liked that. I should go back. But, so yeah, I've been to Otakuthon. I've been to, Annie Revo in Vancouver. That one was fine too. The venue is also in a convenient location. it's near a lot of stuff, and yeah, there's also, you can get on the train and go somewhere else if you need to. What else was there? Magfest, good, again, also good venue, good location. A little, I mean, to be fair, that's also because I'd never stayed in the area during Magfest. Usually I've been staying at like Airbnbs that were a little further away, so like trying to go with Ubers is a little annoying, but yeah, I like Magfest. I like Magfest a lot. What else? What else have I been to? Anime North, Otakuthon. There's some like smaller ones that I've been to. Like I've been to G Anime in. I mean, it's technically in Gatineau, but like it's. I imagine most of the people going are coming in from Ottawa. I've been to that one. That one again. I went a couple times. It's a much smaller one. It's a much smaller one. Yeah, I went to my first anime convention this year. I think a day pass is just right. Which one was it? I've also been told, another thing, again, this is, I would have to go to an anime convention in the States to really be able to understand the difference. But I've been told by Americans who have come to Canadian conventions that, like, the vibe is different. Because Canada doesn't really have, like, what I'm gonna call, like, mega cons. Like, you know, like, the really, like, corporately sponsored ones. Like, I remember Beba was talking to me about this. Like, stuff like, you know, Anime Expo or, like, Anime NYC, where it's, like, you know, big sponsors, big money, big corporations, very like sanitized feeling. We don't really have those here. Like, corporations definitely still sponsor things, but like I think Anime North is still like a non-profit organization running itself. It's like we don't really have like that kind of like super corporate megacon. Yeah, like that doesn't really happen in Canada. So, I don't know. Maybe I would have to experience one of those to like understand the difference. Never forgot when Eggy called an experienced congoer an amateur. Truly an Eggy moment. Well, I had never met her. What was I supposed to do? Also, good evening, Faye. But yeah, this year I think I might end up going whether I like it or not. I've been drafted. I've been drafted to go to Offkai. So unless something else comes up, I will probably be going that. Cause when I was at Magfest, I was talking to Beba, and I was like, yeah, I want to go to Offkai at some point. And then she's like, you want to go to Offkai? I'm like, yes, I don't know, yeah, I think I could go to Offkai. And then she like, I had not even left, like, DC yet. I was not even at the airport. The plane back from Magfest had not yet flown, and Baba had already added me to like Offkai group chat. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to Offkai. I will try to do it as frugally as possible, I guess, depending on if I have a job before then. How cool is the phrase, a winged man missed the earth? It's all about context. You can't just ask me in isolation. Also, do you mean miss the earth as in like a swing and a miss? Or miss the earth as in like missing someone? Like, I want to see you. You planning on Magfest again? Honestly, I feel like I like Magfest. If I can go to Magfest. I think with Magfest, I also, this year, if I want to go, I should probably step on buying tickets further ahead of time, because they sold out this year. Like last year? Last year? They sold out really quickly. So, I should probably, because like, I know Magfest has like a really good system for transferring badges. So like, if you can't go, worst case scenario, if you can't go, you can like, sell someone else your badge. And it's fine. Misses the earth. Again, it's all about context. Most phrases sound kind of lame out of context. It's the context that gives it its coolness, you know? Still need a fourth? I do still need a fourth. Again, if it's been more than like 10-15 minutes and I'm still yapping and there's like no one's joining, feel free to jump in. Yeah, I'll go to Anime Expo for a Miku concert. It's been too long since I've seen one live. Yeah, I think I went to one in 2024, but that's the only one I've ever been to. Like, I don't go to a lot of concerts, honestly. I think the past few years I've been to like one concert a year, and that's like the most I've ever done in my life. Like, honestly, I don't think I could even enjoy concerts, because like I'm not particularly good with like prolonged periods of loudness. So honestly, until I bought my noise canceling, or like I got noise canceling earbuds at the end of 2023 as a Christmas gift. And until I got those, I feel like I don't think I was able to properly enjoy concerts because it's just like too much noise. But like the noise canceling earbuds make it like, it makes it tolerable. So I'm like, I should really be going to more concerts now, but I don't know. I want to go to a VTuber concert at some point. Not like one as part of a convention, but like, you know, a regular old HoloLive one. But I also feel like that takes more effort to get tickets than I feel like expending. I want to go to the Expedition 33 Orchestra, but EU only and sold out instantly. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not the kind of person who wants to like, because I think for Migu when I went to Migu Expo in 2024, I think that one I was like sitting in line to be like, okay, I need to get the seats that I want. I'm like logging on at like the time, but like for a lot of things, I'm just like, I'm not interested in trying to compete with everybody for like tickets. I don't want it that bad, I guess. Also, no Hollow Stars concert. Truly, it's your worst timeline. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not totally off the table for EN, but also, if they tried to run an EN Hollow Stars concert, I have no idea where. Cause like I don't think there's really a place that you can run a Hollow Stars concert without making. Cause I feel like for EN the fan base is so spread around that like even if they wanted to run one, I'm like, where would you find a high enough concentration of fans without forcing the other half to like fly halfway across the world? Definitely off the table for EN as well. Well, I don't know. The vague posting kings have been saying things. Yeah. But I'm an optimist, but even then I know I'm like, where would they run it? Like, it wouldn't make sense to have an EN concert in Japan. I guess they could run it in the States, but like the States is big. And also, they have a lot of fans in like Southeast Asia, but not enough in any single one country, I feel, to like be worth running a concert there. So it's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I guess maybe stuff at conventions isn't off the table. Never stop gambling. Always be delusionally optimistic. Who are you? Someone who's trying to complain less. Have airlines ever offered sponsorship for an event? I don't think I've heard of that. I mean, certainly not impossible, but yeah. The EGGY I know gives up even before it begins. See, with my own circumstances, I can be pessimistic. With everyone else's, I will be delusionally optimistic. There is no other choice. There's no other choice. I'll have you know I did things today. I'll have you know... Maybe I got out of bed a little later than I should have, but I'll have you know I went to the gym. And I have things I want to do this week. I'm trying to get up at a more reasonable time. Yesterday was an exception because I was at the long day factory, but today was like the normal day factory. So if I can go to bed at a reasonable time, then I will presumably be able to wake up at a reasonable time. And what should I do tomorrow? I don't want to work out 2 days in a row. It's probably not necessary. I guess maybe I can, I don't know. I'm streaming at night, but I have to do stuff during the day. I guess I can apply for jobs. Maybe. I have some things I need to record, I think. Yeah. Buff Eggy. I did surprisingly well, because I know the past few weeks, due to various circumstances, I haven't been able to go to the gym much, but today was like the first time in a while where I'm like, yes, I'm going and being dedicated about this, and I did surprisingly well. I thought I would be way more out of shape than I was, but I guess it hasn't been that long since the last time I exercised. But yeah, we take what W's we can get. We just have to get more W's than the day before, until we hit our satisfactory amount of W's. When are you having your arc and get the gorilla strength? Give me time! I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I don't know. Last week was kind of... Okay, embarrassing thing to admit, but last week I learned a difficult lesson in that if you are planning to, up your fiber consumption, you should do so gradually, and not all at once, because your digestive system will be mad at you for it. I will not elaborate on that, but I'm sure you can infer all sorts of things. Like, because like I track like foods, right? Like I track like calories and stuff. I have an app for it. But so usually I was getting like maybe like less fiber than I should, but like, you know, I was getting somewhere between like, you know, 15-ish grams of fiber. So, but then I got like some fiber supplements and I was like, okay, I should probably take these. So I took them as instructed, which ended up doubling the fiber intake, which turns out is not what you're supposed to do with them. So, yeah, that's a lesson I have learned, and I am going to impart on all of you. Ate 2 fiber bars once because they were tasty and I had a bad night. Yeah, because like, again, it was like fiber supplements, and I guess the bottle said to take like 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And like each, because they were like gummy supplements, right? Each of them has like 2 or 3 grams of fiber. So like that's like 6 in the morning, 6 at night. But that's like 12 grams of fiber. And if I'm eating that on top of like fruits and vegetables, like today I was like, for the first time in my life, I had to actively not eat fruits and vegetables. Because I was like, okay, I cannot take any more fiber. I'm not going to have any more, or I'm gonna have as little fiber as possible until my body finishes like processing whatever I put into it before, right? So, yeah, I think there was some days I could have gone to the gym last week, but I didn't because I'm like, I am too bloated. I do not feel like doing that. So, yeah, that's the lesson. That's the lesson. You should get lots of fiber, but like, do it gradually. Do it gradually and not all at once. If you want to lose weight, just don't eat at night and have a good sleep. Oh, no, not for me. I have to assume that you are much taller than me. I am a small person, and when you are already not very tall and have a more petite build in the first place, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. Yeah. I got my fiber from lentils too tasty. Oh no, lentils too tasty. She's admitting she's short. I've never denied it. I've never denied it. When have I denied it? I literally said in my debut that I'm 5'2". I've never been... I am 5'2" in every dimension. I've never been, like, quiet about this. Whether 5'2" is like 5'2" is shorter than average, I would say. When I was in Japan, I was normal, but like here I am short. Like... But yeah, when you are short, the calorie limit is much lower. I remember, like, many years ago, I was like... Again, I was counting my calories at the same time as somebody else. And it was... That friend was much bigger. And I remember at one point they were like, oh yeah, today I had, like, I went out and I had chicken katsu instead of pork katsu because it has fewer calories. And I'm just sitting here like, your calorie limit lets you have katsu? Like, my calorie limit does not let me have one Timbit. And you're out here getting katsu? Like... Yeah, not quite comfortable with getting there. I don't know, I'm like normal short. Like, again, in Japan I was normal. I kind of like that, not having to like reach for things on a high shelf. You know, if I buy a long dress, it's not going to be floor length. I kind of miss that. I liked that. But like, I'm self-aware enough. Like, I'm not denying that I'm short. Now that you're in your improvement arc, will you fulfill your promises? Which ones? I do have something I'm trying to complete for the end of the month. It's like 60% done. I also have another thing for somebody else that I need to do. I promise no such thing, okay? Yeah, I'll never learn how many centimeters a feet is. Oh, like... measurements. But yeah, no, it's... That's what's going on. I have low limits. Well, I guess I can still eat normally, but like I have to exercise it off. Otherwise, nothing happens. I've heard of people who are like, oh, I stopped drinking soda and I lost 5 pounds. And I'm like, I ate a strict calorie limit and went to the gym multiple times a week. And it still took me multiple weeks to lose 5 pounds. Like... I mean, to be fair for me, though, I guess every pound is kind of like... worth more, if that makes sense. Like, if I lose 10 pounds, it's more noticeable on me than it would be on somebody who's bigger, I guess. But yes. Congratulations to Light Snack. And thank you to Nanara and Buick for playing. Thank you. Let's see, what time is it? 10:19? I guess we can do like 1 or 2 more, I think. I'm trying to go until 11 around. So you know what? We'll do 1, and then if there's still time, like if we end and there's like it's like late enough. If it ends before like 10:45, then like I guess I can do 1 more. The Pokemon was a good starting point. Is that self-improvement though? I still have other things to do. I have to record things and stream things and, you know, check for things and message people back about things and... And I still have to, like, apply for jobs and do IRL stuff on top of that. This is self-advertisement, Faye. Cannot allow that in my Twitch chat. But yeah, hopefully I will have energy this week. And again, every time I say that, I like say that, and then the next day I'm like, slept. 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 Next day she whacks at 3 p.m. I'm trying to, again, Sunday and Monday. Like, Monday I had to wake up early anyway for something else. But Sunday I got up at a reasonable time. I think it's actually not waking up at a reasonable time isn't the hard part. It's like getting out of bed at a reasonable time. That one I still need to work on. But yeah. It'll happen eventually. I'll figure it out eventually. I don't know, I figured it out for most of my life and then somehow that fell apart in like the last year. I don't know, I think it was probably like the 9 months of getting up at 5 a.m. every day that did me in. It's like I spent so long like having to wake up early that like I just like completely rebounded to like the other extreme. Right, like I went from like waking up at 5 every day, and then I'm like, as soon as I didn't have to do that anymore, it's like, oops, waking up afternoon. Must resist rolling over or doom scrolling. Yeah, I mean, this morning I set an alarm, but then I fell back asleep. So, I mean, I guess, but I still got out of bed. Well, I got out of bed at like noon, so I guess it is kind of failed. But like, I still managed to do other things today. Hello, Eggsmerelda. Eggsmerelda. That's a new one. That's a new one. Hello, Yusha. It do be like that, yeah. I'm stuck in the evil sleep schedule spin cycle. Yeah. If it makes you happy, I wake up at 12 p.m. Yeah, but like, do you have... I mean, like, I feel like it's not a sin if you have, like, an unconventional schedule. Like... For me, it is kind of a problem because, like, I can live like this when I don't have a job, but it makes it harder to, like, adjust to having a job, right? But, like, I feel like if you have the life circumstances, like, technically there's nothing stopping you. Like, I know other people who have, like, unusual, like, slept circumstances. Like, I know, when I lived with my parents, we had a neighbor who had, like, his job was like a remote job, but it was like a remote job with a company that was like based across on the other side of the world. So like he had like weird sleeping and working hours because he would often have to be up at like 3 a.m. because like that's when they're having their like Microsoft Teams calls and whatnot. So I think like again, depends on your circumstances, I guess. Unconventional schedule, unemployed. No, but like sometimes people with jobs, some people like work night shifts, or some people have like, you know, jobs where they have to be communicating over the course of time zones, and they get like the short end of the stick. Like, yeah, sometimes there are people who, yeah, you get the short end of the like scheduling stick, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm the one here who's gonna have to wake up and get on a Teams call at 6 a.m. It happens. I know at my previous, like, again, job I worked in 2024, sometimes they ran into that, where they're like, yeah, we need to schedule a call with some people in, like, Ireland, but, like, if we schedule it at a time that works for us, they're going to be, like, asleep. It happens. It happens. You have awful sleep, you wake up feeling angry, and then you have no energy. I mean, I guess there probably is maybe a downside of, like, I'm sure there's probably some, like, health and wellness downside to not being awake when there's sunlight. Like, I feel like I've experienced that. But, again, I feel like some of it's hard to say because it's like, yeah, I woke up late and missed a lot of hours of daylight, but like, am I in a bad mood because of that? Or like the lack of daylight? Or am I in a bad mood because of lack of good sleep, right? Australians always want to have calls after 7 p.m. my time. Yeah. Yeah. Comes down to one single question. Can I trust you, Eggy? What are you trying to trust me with? I'm scared. No, I think the thing is too is like even within North America, there's like multiple time zones. Because again, previous job they also had issues with trying to schedule calls with like an office in Vancouver, where they're like, "Oops, that's the opposite time zone, so we can't do this before noon. Like it has to be afternoon, otherwise we're making them come in early. And if we try to do it on their time, then we're gonna be staying here until like 8 p.m. So, yeah." I trust the self-improvement arc for real. Well, I mean, the weather is warming up, so maybe it's easier. See, this is my other problem, is that, like, I don't know if I'm weak or it's just really cold here, but, like, it's a lot harder to motivate yourself to do anything when it's so cold. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I could go to the gym, I could go out somewhere, but, like, it's freezing. I find it really hard to motivate myself. So, it's getting warmer, it's getting warmer. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be like tomorrow. Or I think tomorrow is still warm. It's warm for like the rest of the week, but then I think it's supposed to like... It's supposed to drop like really hard at some point next week. But I also don't know, it's not clear at the moment if that's just gonna be for like 2 days and then it'll go back up, or if it's like, oops, 1 week of cold weather. I love the cold motivates me to do a lot of things. If you lived here, I assure you, you would understand my plight. You would understand the plight of it is very cold here. A cold Canadian, yes. Because it's cold outside. Because it's cold outside! Like, even within the house, to be fair, that's also, like, skill issue on my part, because I keep forgetting to, like, set the thermostat ahead of time. But... like, I'm just saying it would be a lot easier to get out of bed if it was not, like, freezing in my bedroom. You know, I sit in my bed, and it is nice and warm. And I leave my bed, and no matter how thick my pajamas, it's cold. It's cold. I'm in the basement, too, so it's even colder. I mean, I guess the nice upside to that is that I don't have to deal with, like, super hot nights in the summer. Like, it's always nice and cool down here in the summer, but... yeah. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm sure maybe, I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll, like, move somewhere else. I'll move to, like, a different apartment. And then I will, like, miss having... like, maybe I'll move somewhere where, like, the heat is always up super high all the time, and then I'll... oh, I should start. And then I'll, like, miss being like, oh man, I miss cool weather. I miss being cold all the time. That you need a stable income. I know that more than anybody else. Why are you telling me this? I'm not saying I'm gonna move out now. Are you... do you take me for a fool? Do you take me for a child? Is this rage bait that I'm falling for? Of course I know this. That's why I said someday. That's why I said someday. Not Sunday. I'm not moving out on Sunday. Someday. Eventually. It'll have to happen eventually, whether I want it to or not. I don't know. I kind of want to live in a place like what my sister has. Because my sister has, like, kind of a basement. I think I've talked about it before. I feel like I even told her once, I'm like, you know, if you're ever planning to move out, let me know. See if you can, like, get your landlord to, you know, refer me. Refer me to your landlord, because I do like her plays. Marvelous someday. Yeah, marvelous someday. That's me when I'm trying to be optimistic about the future. Saturday, holiday, every day. Yes, marvelous someday time. But, yeah. Yeah. Because, yeah, no, I like her place. Well, apartments there are at 1,000 USD. I mean, yeah, and that's even more in Canadian. Like, in current Eggy City, I think the rents have actually gone down a little bit since the last time I tried to look. Because I tried to look back in, like, 2024, when I was at my previous job, and most of them, at the time, most of them were, like, much more expensive. Like, the ones that we could get, like, the ones you could find for, like, a reasonable price are, like, much lower. Or they're much smaller. Or, like, in really inconvenient places and such. Like, I feel like average rent at the time was over 2,000 Canadian a month. Even now, I feel like, I think I asked my sister what she pays for hers, and it's like, I think her and her boyfriend, I mean, they split it, but I think it's like it's like $2,100 Canadian a month. And that's, I mean, it's not necessarily on the, I would say it's probably on the lower end. Like, I think when they were searching initially, they had a lower budget, and then they didn't like what they were finding, so they were like, okay, we can stretch it maybe a little further up to find something a little better. But yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. Like, even bachelor's ones will be like 1,800. And like, yeah, you can live somewhere, like, again, for me, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't drive, but even if I could, like, some people will be like, oh yeah, just live out in, like, a smaller city. Go live somewhere cheaper. But the thing is that if you live somewhere cheaper, I feel like it's not really cheaper. Because if you live somewhere where you need a car to get around, then, like, you're not just, yeah, you're paying less for rent, but you're paying more for the car, right? Is driving license gonna be real this year? Maybe. If I'm unemployed for long enough, I might look into it. That's 2,800 USD. No, it's like, Canadian is weaker than USD right now, I think. Unless you're talking, like, with a car. Because that's the thing, it's like, okay, yeah, you can live somewhere that's like $2,000 a month of rent, but then you don't need to drive. You just, I mean, I guess you pay a few $100s a month to take the bus, right? Maybe the occasional Uber. But again, if you live somewhere that's convenient enough that you don't really need to, like, you know, because even, like, again, my sister, a lot of the places she can get to, she can, like, walk to. Like, she's not that far from stuff. So, but, like, yeah, if you live somewhere where it's, like, if you need to go anywhere, it's incredibly impractical to take any way other than driving, then, like, yeah, at that point, like, you might be paying significantly less in rent, but you're paying significantly more for, like, the cost of car. Oops, Google reversed the currency. Yeah. Yeah, it still costs $1 zillion here. Yeah. Because, yeah, car expensive. There's a lot of, like, even gas aside, there's still, like, insurance, and then, like, if you need to pay for, like, parking somewhere, and, like, for repairs, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a Canada skill issue. I know. That's why I wanted an apartment in the concentrated areas. Nah! Gas registration, oil change. Yeah, like there's so much. Again, cars have so many like extra costs to them that like I feel like it would probably like I'm not even sure you would save money if you have to live somewhere where you need a car. That's why I try simulators in VR sometimes. Even VR headsets are expensive. Even driving in VR is expensive. But yeah, that's the general struggle. It's expensive to live literally anywhere. Unfortunate. Because yeah, it's like, yeah, I could move back to previous Eggy City, I guess, if I had to. But like, I'd prefer not to. Because I would need to have a car in order to be able to live there in a way that isn't horrible. Honestly, maybe not. I wonder how much it costs. Like, if you Ubered everywhere for like a month, I wonder how that like stacks up. Like, I legitimately wonder if it would cost less to Uber to work every day than it would to like have a car and drive to work every day, right? At least you can buy oranges 3 kilograms for 3 USD. I don't buy oranges that often. I mean, I guess sometimes in the summer sometimes berries can be pretty inexpensive since they're local. Yeah, my aunt uses Uber all the time and eats her money away pretty fast. Yeah, but sometimes I just wonder, I'm like, well, how much would it cost more? Because like cars are expensive, right? Like you have gas, you have insurance, you have, you know. And I wonder, I'm like, does it cost more on average to like Uber everywhere for a month rather than, and like how does that compare with actually having a car? Because like cost of the car itself, well, like let's say you already had the car is what we're comparing it to. We're comparing it to someone who already has a car. There's one thing, freedom. Yeah, but like, it's only freedom because of the way things are constructed. Yeah, Uber everywhere would be way more expensive. Because like, I mean, maybe not like everywhere, but like everywhere. Is it paid off or still financed? Oh, good point, good point. Because yeah, I was thinking like monthly, like for like, you know, gas, insurance, average costs of repairs. But yeah, you're right. If the car's not paid off yet, then that's like a whole other thing. I wish to live in a world of Eggy's construction. I just want to be able to walk places, you know? Not to be Thing Japan again, but like, I went to Japan and now I have unrealistic expectations of how close together things should be. I could walk to like 3 different konbinis within 10 minutes. You know. I mean, I guess it was a little inconvenient sometimes that like trains would stop coming late in the evening. But like, if you're not out late in the evening, then it's like, that's not a problem. Yeah, all of it's worth it just for going anywhere you want, any moment without needing someone else. Yeah, but like, I would prefer to live somewhere where that's not like a thing I have to think about, right? Because if where you live is walkable enough, then that's like not even a thing you have to think about. Like, if anything, in certain areas that are walkable enough, it's like having a car is like kind of a burden. Like, I think my sister and her boyfriend, like, I think her boyfriend originally had a car, but apparently they sold the car because it was just, like, taking up space. Like, they didn't really go places that required it often enough, and they would have had to pay extra for, like, parking and stuff. So they were like, yeah, why keep this? But yes, America's certainly not built like that. Canada especially not. Wow, you can't even... You just 80% kill me instead of just killing me straight up. Thanks. Thanks. Punishment for you being Canadian. Is it illegal? Is it a crime? Personally, I think it's allowed. No law against it. Probably. Yeah, my first IRL Mahjong tournament was in Montreal. I enjoyed my time there. Yeah, actually, again, in 2019, I went to Montreal twice. Once for a Lolita event, and then once for Otakuthon. And I was like, I should come back here more often. I like this. And then then COVID happened, and I didn't. Like, Montreal is... I like Montreal. There was a lot of bakeries. Because, like, I don't know, I guess at the time... It was the first time I went, like, kind of on my own. Because, like, when I would go as a kid, usually I was with my parents, right? So I would be just going wherever my parents were going. But, like, that was the first time that I was, like, going, like, entirely on my own. And I was like, oh, yeah. There's lots of things in Montreal that my parents would have never thought to take me to. But that were also nice and good. But I just haven't had the chance to go back. I mean, Canadians are just starting to enter the banter of all American countries. You get used to it sooner or later. I don't think we're going to become the next British people. If anything, in some places, Canada is having a positive moment. Soon after America gets a new president, I'll make a point to play in Toronto's tournament. Wait, I've heard people from Canada, not to get political, but like I've heard people from Canada saying that they're not going to go to the States anymore. I think this is the first I hear of people from the States saying that they're having trouble going to Canada. Is this a problem? Or do you live like south of the States and you have to like fly over them? Yeah, not that I've heard. Because, like, I know that there's, like, I'm more or less afraid to drive across the border and not be able to go back. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I was saying, okay, okay, finally you kill me normally. You kill me normally. Took you 2 rounds, but you killed me normally. Thank you for playing. Congratulations, Kua. And thank you, Yusha and Lavi, for playing. I think it's 10:45, so I think I'll probably try to wrap up. I don't think we'll do another one, if that's okay. I don't think there's anybody who missed a turn, so I think we're okay. I did say I wanted to end at 11, so I feel like if we start another one now... I feel like every time I say just one more, it always lasts, like, way longer than I'm expecting, so... Yeah. Every election, people say, I'm moving to Canada, I'm not going to the States no matter who wins. No, this time it's definitely different. I say this as somebody in Canada. This is definitely different. But... No, that's understandable, I guess. Because I know there's been, like, a few times where, like... people from Canada, because some people say like, I'm not going to the States because I am like protesting against the States, which is like a separate thing. But I've seen some people be like, I'm not going to the States because I'm worried about what might happen. Because I know there were some stories a while back about like people from Canada getting like detained in the States, but a lot of it was like visa holders. Like it wasn't people going as tourists. It was like people who were like having trouble with their American visas, which is like a separate thing. But yeah. But I've also seen some people say they had concerns about like flying to the States, because I know that there has been issues with a lot of American airports, but also there's been some issues with Canadian airports too. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I have so many friends in the States. I wish it was less of a problem, both to go there and for them to come here. It's like I like my American friends, and I mean I presume they like me as well. I presume they like me as well. I would like to be able to see my American friends. Not US, not Europe equals no friends according to Eggy. I never said anything about my other friends. My friends in the United States of America. I also have friends in other places. What are you trying to... Why do you come into this chat tonight and just choose the most violent option possible? Faye came in and is picking, like, all the, like, most aggressive dialogue options. Yeah, I'd take a vacation in the States if I had the time. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. I mean, I guess I live close enough to the border. Like, I can't drive, so I wouldn't be able to, like, drive over it, but, like, a flight to New York is, like, only, like, an hour. Like, it's not a long flight. Egg hates Europeans. No! I mean, I've never been to Europe, but that's budget reasons. That's budget reasons. One day, eventually. Yeah, it's very fun to banter with you. Is this banter? I feel like I'm being rage baited. Maybe I'm just bad at bantering. Maybe I'm bad at bantering. I'm too nice. It's like I said, I think I was talking about this. I don't know if you were there, Faye. I was talking about this a few streams ago, but I was like, I feel like I'm usually pretty good at telling when something is a joke and when something isn't a joke. It, like, even when over text, right? Like, usually I'm pretty good at deciphering that, except when it comes to Twitch chat and YouTube chat. Like, for some reason, when it's in the form of a short chat message, I am completely, like, oblivious. I somehow, like, I don't know if it's streamer brain or if it's just, like, divorced from context, but I somehow am really terrible. Like, I can tell when I look at, like, a tweet, right? Or, like, another post somewhere else, or, like, a Discord message. I can look at that and be like, okay, I am being rage baited, or this is a joke, or this is sarcasm. I can decipher that perfectly fine, except for here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what... I guess maybe it's like kind of the mismatch, right? Because I guess when everybody's talking through text, then I guess everyone's kind of communicating the same way. But I guess maybe it's like the disconnect of like, I'm speaking with my voice and verbal words, and you guys are speaking with text. So maybe that's like where the disconnect is falling apart. But, like, I don't know. I'd like to think I'm smarter than that. I like to think I'm smarter than that. Hello, Ezra Sniper. Ooh, good evening, ooh. I already finished the games for tonight, I'm sorry. I'm trying to end at a reasonable time. But yeah, I wasn't in that part of the stream. Yeah, I mean, it was a few streams ago. I don't remember when it was. I'm sure some brave VOD warrior could probably find it, but yeah, I don't remember exactly, but it was a few streams ago. Most of the time I mute you when I'm working. Wow! Wow. No, understandable. Distraction. Last week? Okay, yeah, it was last week. But yeah, I don't remember if, I mean, I only streamed, what, twice last week, I think? I don't remember if it was during the Zelda stream or during the Mahjong stream. No worries, I'm too tired to play anyway. I mean, that's what I thought before starting stream too, but I've been doing, I don't know, I did better tonight than I thought I would. And my headache is gone, so that's good. I thought I would be like barely functioning, but instead I'm mostly functioning? Most likely Zhong since I was there. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know, I guess like a kind of person that I've come to really appreciate in, I don't like to say the VTuber community, but like when it comes to VTubing, one kind of person I really appreciate is people who timestamp VODs. Like, I feel like because, maybe it's because I started with watching like HoloLive Girls, so there was always somebody who would like timestamp things, but when you start to like get into watching like indies or people, I guess, who don't have as much of a YouTube audience to timestamp things, I really start to appreciate when somebody's like, oh yeah, they were talking about like this topic at this timestamp, and they moved on to this. I used to do that in Moriko VODs. Faye, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Yeah, they make it convenient to look at moments again. Yeah, because sometimes there'll be like a certain thing that was like discussed on stream, and I'm like trying to remember when it was, and I'm like skipping through. Or even people who just timestamp when, because you know how sometimes there'll be like a few minutes of waiting screen, and then somebody will timestamp, oh yeah, like they start talking at like 5 minutes, right? Also big appreciate, even if it doesn't even have to be like full VOD timestamping, but just like that, I like a lot. But yes, people who timestamp VODs they provide a valuable service. And I know like for people who are fans of someone who's been around for a while, like I remember being in a Discord server like a long time ago. I think it was like a Calliope Mori fan Discord. And I remember that there was some people there who were like timestampers, and they would literally have like, they had like built like a tool in the server that like every time she streamed, like basically they would be able to mark like, okay, she moved on to a new topic here. She moved on to a new topic here. Like there was an interesting quote here. There was a funny moment here. And they would be able to like timestamp the VOD that way. And I guess afterwards they would be able to like they'd be like, okay, here, these are important, right? And then I guess afterwards they would be able to comb through like, okay, this is probably worth timestamping, this wasn't, kind of thing. So, yeah. Somehow HoloLive members catch my regular chat comments. I wonder if maybe you appear in top chat, because you know how YouTube has like top chat and live chat? Like sometimes it filters stuff and sometimes it doesn't. Maybe you just have like a name that like makes you not get filtered. Yeah. That seems a bit much. I mean, yeah, but it was very efficient. It was very efficient. It means that like by the time the stream ends, provided that the VOD doesn't get like edited or taken down, they can have like a list. They can have the timestamp list like done basically like, you know, within like an hour of the stream being done. It's really convenient. It's really efficient. It's impressive. Like, again, I think like VOD timestampers are truly the unsung heroes of VTuber fandom. I should tweet that. I should tweet that. But yeah, timestamps in one post is convenient. And it's probably also convenient for a lot of other people, like, not just for if you're watching, but like if you're somebody who makes VTuber clips, right? And you're trying to like clip a moment from a recent VOD and you're trying to remember like where it was. That's important. That's important. Yeah. I remember lining up at a con, I ended up meeting a clipper. Yeah, I mean, they also go to conventions a lot. But yeah. Because, like, I mean, I guess also YouTube, like, I know Twitch has, like, the clip feature where you can just press a button and it makes a clip automatically. But I know YouTube, I mean, YouTube has a similar system, except I don't like it. The YouTube system is more annoying. I'm not a fan of it. It's just like, what if we took the Twitch system and made it difficult? I've only used it once, I think. I've one of Marco, another of Nina, another of Grimmy, another of Nero. Every time someone's commented about my art. Well, I hope you have your clipping arm ready for something very soon, provided I finish it before the end of the month. But yeah, I slightly prefer YouTube's clipping system because you can go back more than 2 minutes. I mean, that is nice. It's just that, like, I find, like, the one time I've used it, I was trying to, like, clip something to share, and, like, for some reason it wouldn't let me share. Like, I feel like it was, like, clipped, but it was, like, almost, like, clipped, and it was, like, private, and I didn't know how to set it to public so I could show other people. So, yeah, that was, I don't know, I just feel like I like the simplicity of the Twitch one. I also like with the Twitch one that you can make a vertical version. That I like as well, that you don't have to like do that in like a separate editing software, like you can just do it in Twitch. That's pretty convenient. Like, again, I think that my only complaint with the Twitch system is that you have to pause the VOD to edit it. Which, I mean, I guess that's fair, there's not really a way around that. But the other thing is that, like, on mobile, it's really easy to clip by accident. Like, I have a bunch of untitled clips of me that other people have made of just, like, completely random moments. Like, it's not clear what they were trying to clip in this clip. And I think some of it is just people who probably were, like, watching and then they hit the clip button by accident when they were trying to touch something else. And then it's like, oops, that clip exists now. Yeah. Yeah, even with YouTube clipping gripes, I find it faster than Twitch when on mobile. I mean, I guess the only time I've tried to clip from YouTube was on PC. And yeah, I know clipping on mobile on Twitch also kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of it either. But yeah, people clip when they miss something and want to go back a few seconds. Those used to actually create clips. Ah, yeah, okay. See, I never used it for that reason, but I can understand now, maybe. Because I feel like I've also accidentally made clips of other people, because I accidentally pressed the clip button and then I hit cancel because I'm like, no, I don't want to make a clip of that. Nothing was happening there. And then it's like, oops, the clip got created anyway, so now I just have like some clips of like random streams from like ages ago, because I just like pressed the button by accident on mobile. Yeah. Now a clip isn't created until you click create, which is how it really should have been the entire time, to be honest. Yeah. I've accidentally created clips like that too. Yeah, like I feel like it was like a common enough thing that I'm like surprised that it took them that long to be like, oh yeah, maybe we should like have a second button there to be like, are you sure? Like... Because the thing is that, like, the streamer can see it, right? Like, it's not, like, accidentally taking a picture where it's like, okay, well, this doesn't affect anybody and you can just delete them. It's like, no, the streamer sees this and they're like, what is this? Use YouTube downloader? I mean, maybe if you're trying to, like, archive the VOD. Which I also know is, like, a completely separate thing, but... But I also know that, like, some people archive stuff differently. Because, like, if you're trying to, like, it's one thing you're trying to archive a VOD that, like, still exists, but, like, if there was, like, a moment that got cut, or if there's, like, a VOD that got taken down, or if... I feel like for, like, membership stuff is also... You can use it for clips. Oh, yeah, like, if you're trying to clip a VOD, or are you trying to download a clip? Because yeah, that's... I have not used the YouTube clipping system much, but I don't have very good experiences with it. Yeah. I need to be more powerful with saving things, but alas, I'm usually on mobile. Yeah, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. Again, somebody out there is usually archiving things. Probably. Oh, thank you, Orbital Booty. Thank you for sprouting. Because, yeah, I'm usually not like a big backer-upper of things. Like, I barely even back up my own streams, to be honest. I mean, I guess they're all kind of back up now that I stream on YouTube as well. But even then, there's some parts of YouTube streams that are either muted or cut out because, like, it was, like, copyrighted music. So I was like, oops, 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 oops. But... yeah, I know there are some people who are, like... big archiving people. Because, like, I mean, I guess it is worth it to archive certain things because, like, you never know what can happen, right? Like, someone's entire channel could disappear tomorrow, right? And, like, then it's like, I mean, nowadays I feel like most of the time, like unless it's like a copyright violation kind of thing, usually if a channel goes down, there's some advance warning so people can start backing stuff up, but still, it happens. It happens. Yeah, YouTube brutal for that. Yeah. Yeah, too bad storage is a premium these days, at least recently. Yeah, I guess if you, well, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's probably like uploaded their entire Oshi to Google Drive, but yeah. Never forget the Clavio VOD channel. What happened to the Clavio VOD channel? Is it gone, or did she just never use it? Because, like, technically I tried to, like, before I started streaming to YouTube as well, I tried to have it set up to, like, automatically upload VODs to YouTube, but it just would never work. Like, I couldn't get it to work. I think it's because, like, I had separate, for whatever reason, I don't know if this was, like, a technical error, but because I had separate email addresses for my Twitch account and the YouTube account I was using, it just wouldn't connect them, which I think is absolutely bizarre, but sure. And I didn't feel like downloading it and then uploading it every single time. So now I just stream to YouTube and it archives automatically, and that's a problem solved, so. Yeah. I was building my Unraid server up and then storage double, so staying the same size for now. No! I mean, I guess if you're trying to archive an entire VTuber channel, it's probably also, like, that's a lot of, that's a lot of stuff. I also don't know what the rules are, usually, for, like, re-uploading VODs. Because, like, I'd have to check. Maybe you could upload them as, like, unlisted. Because, like, I can't imagine, like, if your Oshi graduated and their entire channel just disappeared, I can't imagine that anyone's gonna copyright strike you for, like, re-uploading it. I guess maybe if you put it as, like, a unlisted, and then just have, like, a Discord server or, like, some kind of, like, repository page that just links to all of them, so people can just find the one that they're looking for. Yeah. For my knowledge, all old Clavio VODs are gone. When she was in her hiatus, she requested a lot of unofficial VOD channels to take them down. Wow, really? Really trying to unmouse herself. I have a very valuable treasure now. He's gonna sell old Clavio VODs on the black market. He's gonna have like a secret library of them. The underground VTuber VOD trade. But yeah, like, I mean, I know for some VTubers though, like, I think I remember it happening for, I think it was for Magni. There was some people saying that there might be some membership content that might just be gone forever, because I think they closed the membership earlier than they said they would. Like, the membership closed before, well, no, the channel is still up, but the membership closed earlier than they initially said they would do it. So, I think there might be some membership VODs that got lost to time because, oh, my music's gone. Because, like, people just, they thought they had more time and then they didn't. So I know there are cases like that too, but yeah. Hopefully my VODs will stay exactly where they are. Are membership VODs like subscriber only? Yeah, essentially, yeah. There are things, like, I think when Fauna graduated, she made her membership content available to everybody. Like, I think she just unmembershiped the membership content so that people, like, you know, the channel's still there. People don't have to, like, try and archive it. But I know that didn't happen for everybody, especially when it's, like, a situation like Magni where it was, like, very sudden and out of the blue. I feel like Fauna might have actually been the first one to, like, just unmembership the membership content. I think she might be the first one I've seen to do that. At least out of Hololive. I don't know if anybody from, like, other places have done that. But, like, to me that makes more sense to do that. Because it's like, you're not exactly making money off of it anymore because the membership is closed, right? Like, what's the point? What's the point? I know, when she graduate, Last January. Last January. So I don't know, maybe it was just like a new rule. Because again, she was like the first one to do that. It wasn't even something I was aware you could do on YouTube, but she was the first one I'd seen to do that, I think. Unless it was somebody else before that I wasn't aware of. Like I know for a lot of channels, like when the channel goes down, then like the membership stuff just disappears into thin air. Because like if you can only access it, if it's paywalled and like the way to pay the wall is gone, then it's like, it's gone. Thought you were talking about you graduating. No, I sure hope not. I sure hope not. I have other things I want to do first. Like, will it happen someday? Probably. Not gonna be today. But I will have to graduate from being on this stream. Let's see who's online. I will have to graduate from today. I'm graduating from April 14th. I'm graduating from today. And I'm reincarnating into tomorrow. Let's see. Why is somebody secret program content? They're like, hey, we're just all so sweet. Well, because like again, there's some VTubers who keep their channels up when they're. Well, it used to be that like when people graduate, their channel would just be deleted. Like it would just be on everything on. And I think like most channels stop doing that. I think originally probably I imagine like this right? Because like a channel is still on, you probably still make revenue, which means that's like. Who's that would go towards question, right? So, what's the audio? What's the audio problem? Is my phone doing anything? Okay, we back? We're back. Is it normal now? It hasn't done that in a while. It's not even static, it's literally echoing robot broken. Bizarre. I still have not been able to figure out like why it does that sometimes and why it doesn't the other times. It was zany. It happens every once in a while. It used to happen more often. I don't know why it happens. It just happens at random. And like unplugging the interface and plugging it back in seems to work. So I have no idea what the deal with that is. Weirdly enough, it only seems to happen in OBS because I don't think it's ever happened to me outside of streaming. Like I've never had this issue when like recording or anything. Glorpy came back, Gleppy came back. I glorped for a moment. Alright, let's see who's on. Grape is on, Neapolitan, Craggy, Rosie Chu, Grimmy is on. Oh, there's even more people on. Ashton is on. Corpse is on. Slabbed man. It's okay. My first few streams, my mic was cranked to 100% in Windows, and I sounded like I was on the moon. Yeah, audio is my enemy. Audio is my mortal enemy. If things were just in the universe, I would be able to just talk into a mic and it would sound normal, but unfortunately I have to mess with all this other stuff first. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Let's see who's on. I mean, we can probably raid into Grimmy. Since she has been brought up a couple times. She is a dwarf today. Okay. Yeah, we can raid. We can raid. That's fine. That's fine. Potato raid. We're not potato raiding. We are simply going to Eggy raid like normal people. Like normal people. We are raiding normally, in a normal fashion. Yes, thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here. I will be back. Oh yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow and we will Zelda. What is my face doing? We're gonna Zelda tomorrow. We're gonna Zelda tomorrow and that will be nice and good. Why do I look so unhappy? I promise I'm normal right now. Very strange. But yes, I'll be back tomorrow. I will see you then. We will Zelda. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing with me. Thank you for being nice and good. Au revoir. Bye-bye.